Hola y bienvenidos a Jimmy Snow and the Line. Escuchar esta intro en español va a fastidiar muchísimo a los de MAGA. El problema es que no sé nada de español y de allá no puedo pasar. And then a Bad Bunny intro runs, but I don't know. I can't do a Bad Bunny song. Toot 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 toot. Hey everybody, welcome to the line. I have to be very careful. Welcome to the line. Hi everybody, and welcome to the line. Javon will be here shortly. He's just a little bit behind. Nobody be upset about him, but it would be really, really funny if when he gets here, the chat all is just like, wow, way to be late. I'm glad you respect our time, Javon. Just like spam that at him. That would be really, really funny to me. Welcome everybody. We are here at Jimmy Snow on the Line doing Calling It Now. Javon, as I say, will be joining us momentarily, and we triggered all of the conservatives, all of the MAGA at the beginning by doing the intro in Spanish. I don't know how to speak Spanish, for the record, but I roughly know how to pronounce words, and I know some Spanish, and I live in Texas. Knowing a little bit is helpful. And so it was just mostly fun to annoy them. You should bring back Norm as the DJ. Yeah, we're getting on that. We're just, I mean, he's so high demand, a international traveling. Norm will never call back. Like, guys, let's be so real. Norm has now been exposed in multiple directions for the liar he is. Like, that guy didn't know what BS stood for, referring to what type of bachelor's degree that he was claiming he had. Okay, here's the deal. And some of you will be happy about this because you worry about the bottles that I'm wasting. I use bottled water. I use bottles because I drink a resin. It's my medication. I have to drink it multiple times a day, and a lot of it. And the only way to make it bearable is to shake it. However, I've actually been using this bottle and refilling it only because I like these tops. I really like, I don't know what it is. Nipples. That's what it is. As I sucked it, I was like, that's why. I was like, what is it? What is about this that I enjoy? And then I took a little hit. And I was like, duh. Okay. Not that anybody's nipples look like this, but it's got to be a homage to breastfeeding. Anyway, we are here at a very classy show called Calling It Now, where we want to hear from MAGA. We want to hear what they have to say. We want them to explain it to us. And MAGA, I got to tell you, despite your protests, no, that video was racist. Here is the guide for you, MAGA. And maybe I want you to call so we can discuss it, but I'm going to give it away. If for any reason in any context you are putting the face or head of a black person, specifically a black person, on a monkey or any ape that is non-human, it's racist. So when you then go and you post like, well, here's a picture. We just went ahead and did two videos. Here's Trump and Melania, and you don't see us freaking out, right? Because it's not racist when it's white people. It's not smart. It doesn't make a lot of sense. It's mostly just silly, but that would be an instance of when it is not racist. So, that is how it works. If you disagree, you can call in, and the phone number is right up there, and it's so fun to dial. It really is. It's because you just get to go down the line. You just do 336. It's a good thing I did not put my phone forward. I was going to like show you how it types, because hitting 3, it has the smart dialer on, and 3 is the letter F. It would have given everybody Forrest Valkai's phone number, because Forrest is the F I guess I call the most. 336, and then you got to go down the line, is at the 654-32101. It's just fun to do. 336-543-2101. If you can call and explain why Trump is good, why MAGA's good, why the stuff with the Epstein files. I really want to know, because I keep seeing what I think is a lie being repeated, that Donald Trump is exonerated absolved. He is proven to be in the clear. He is cleared by the Epstein files that have been most recently released. Boy, do I really, really just need to know how that works. I need to know what evidence you have that is true. So I would like to hear from you, and genuinely we will hear you out as long as you come in and engage in good faith. You don't try to yell over people. You answer questions. You're going to get all of your points out, and you can convert me to MAGA. I'm excited. I've wanted to be a MAGA for so long. Maybe I can, bridge some gaps. The whole like, because listen, MAGA people are happy to keep you in their life as long as you're willing to accept their abuse at any cost. But you're the asshole if you cut them out. Keep that in mind. That's how it's worked. That's what I've learned. Jimmy, but aren't you technically the one not talking to these people? They're willing to talk to you. You must be the asshole. And then I think about that and I go, well, to talk to them is done on their terms, and their terms are shitty. I would have loved to have doxed. I would have loved to have doxed Forrest for you all, so you could all call him and go, why aren't you doing LineCon, asshole? In fact, this Tuesday, Forrest will be joining me on Calling It Now. So, this Tuesday, feel free to spam that in the chat. Yes, Javon is coming. He's just running late, as are the callers. MAGA, we're ready. We're ready to talk to you right now. Happy Super Bowl Sunday. I don't care about that. I don't actually know. Has the Super Bowl begun? Could somebody tell me what time it starts or something? Like, what are we competing against today? When will we see a huge dip of people leaving? When, what time is that? Or has it already begun? Because I don't know. Do we also know around what time? Can they predict what time the halftime show will be? No, right? Because the clock in football gets stopped for a lot of things, if I'm remembering correctly. Because it used to be important to fit in to conservative spaces. And one of the ways you could fake giving a shit back in the day was pretending to care about football. And that's when you would get a Bud Light with lime and you'd pretend that tasted good. Lots of pretending. I love people putting with different time zones. 5:30 my time is the right way. Thank you so much. Sterling, gold star. So we've got a little bit of time before we're going to see a drop off. Bad Bunny, it's already going to be the greatest Super Bowl performance ever. I don't know that because I don't intend to even watch that. Maybe I should like pull up a streaming service that is watching it just to make sure I add to the ratings. But I genuinely don't care. I'm going to be honest about the Super Bowl, about the performance. But I do enjoy how annoyed MAGA is and them not understanding fundamentally what they're even mad at. MAGA, call and explain to us. Call and explain to us why Bad Bunny is a bad singer to put at the Super Bowl. Call and explain to me why Bad Bunny does not fit the theme of a Super Bowl halftime show. Please call and explain. And tell me if you're going to be watching the Kid Rock version instead. Because I have some lyrics I wanted to ask you guys about with the Kid Rock version. Hey, it's Javon. He's frozen. Nope, there he is. He's back. Guess who's back? Back again. Jovan's back. Hello, friend.
I was at the fair and forgot that the show's at 5.
Yeah.
So I left in time to make the show at 6.
Yeah.
But then the show's at 5. So I was like, oh shit. But I'm here. My plan was always get home around 5 o'clock to give myself time for the show at 6. And I forgot the show's at 5.
Yeah. As soon as you weren't there at like 16 minutes or not say 14 minutes till, that's why I texted, because I was like, Javon is very rarely late without at least a message. Very rarely late at all. But the one or two times you've been a few minutes because you just wanted to grab a snack or something, you always messaged. And so I was like, my first thought was, in remembering that Ari can't do this Tuesday, I forgot that I only have space to remember one person at a time. So I thought, I forgot you weren't going to be here and was already thinking of like, okay, do I just want to go solo? Do I want to invite somebody else? Or do I want to wuss out?
No, I was at the fair. and just completely but I'm here now. And the fair was great, by the way. A blast.
What kind of fair was it?
It was the Florida State Fair.
Oh, okay.
I had a deep fried Uncrustables, and it was phenomenal.
I think that's just everything you deep fry. I feel like a deep fried shoe at the fair is usually pretty good.
What's crazy is I was eating it and I was like, man, this just tastes like an Uncrustable. Like once you get past the deep fry, it really is just an Uncrustable wrapped in a, what are those things called? Funnel cake.
I thought you were still asking me to figure out what a thing is called off of the word funnel cake. Cakes. You're saying it's like it's wrapped in a funnel cake. Yeah.
I also have a big ass bowl of some Horatio Magellan Crunch. So
now, on the one hand, MAGA supposedly is boycotting the Super Bowl, so they should have time right now.
I assume most of our usual thread of callers are sitting waiting at their TVs ready to yell at it. But the Super Bowl doesn't start for 2 more hours. It's 7 o'clock, right? Pretty sure it's 7
someone
Eastern
just said
is when it starts.
5:30 my time, which is in an hour and 15 minutes. But there's all the pre-show and Super Bowls, I think, for people are events. So getting together, tailgating or beering, as the kids say, whatever it is men do together. Men! I don't know. I love
football.
Care.
I just don't care about the Patriots or the Seahawks. I love my New York Football Giants. Okay. Yeah. They do terrible every year, but I've been a Giants kid for years.
And are the Giants are in the Super Bowl?
No, God, no. That's a good joke.
So who's in the Super Bowl?
Giants in the Super Bowl. We do like to brag that we're the only. We went in. Nobody's going to care about this except sport fans. But I was a Giants
MAGA,
fan.
Call and explain stuff to us. There's phone lines open now. If you wait till later, the lines close up. Be the guy who starts the whole thing. You're going to get the most heard. Go ahead.
I was a Giants fan the year we went up against the Patriots, when the Patriots were 12-0, when they didn't lose a single thing. Being a Giants fan that year in the Super Bowl was the greatest experience of my life. Watching them beat an undefeated Patriots team in the Super Bowl. Yeah. I've been chasing that high my whole life.
Wait, so who's in the Super Bowl? Did you just say it?
The Patriots and the Seahawks are in the Super Bowl this year?
And I know the Patriots because I'm from New York. I know they're New England. The Seahawks. Hang on. Oh, you said it. I was going to say, I bet I can remember.
Sorry.
I thought I can remember.
How many football teams can you name?
Well, I was explaining before you got here, I used to pretend to care as a part of like being a conservative trying to broadcast masculinity. So the Jets and the Giants are obviously New York. And then there's the Seattle Seahawks. Now I can answer. So I'm up to 3. The Denver Broncos were like, when living in Denver, there is no other team. I'm going to say, is it college or NFL? Are we only doing NFL? Probably, right? NFL?
Yeah, I don't care about college football.
So are the Longhorns NFL?
That's college.
That's college?
That's okay. NCAA.
So the Texas must have. Wait, the Longhorns is not even football. Is that what you just said? NCAA?
No, NCAA is just college sports.
Oh, okay. I thought that was basketball. Okay.
No, NCAA is both football and basketball and any other collegiate nationwide.
Okay, wait. LA has a team that was maybe going to move to Vegas, I think, at some point. No. Is somebody the Rams?
Yes.
Who? Do I get a point for saying Rams? That's something.
I'll give you wait. Let me see if I can pull up a quiz, NFL's team quiz, and then we'll see how you actually. Okay, there's one on Sporkle.
Hey, Darius, will you add like a couple of dashes at the end of the phone number because it's cutting off for some people's crop?
Yeah.
Or even just spaces, though I don't know if it'll actually move it if it's only spaces. Okay, something City Rams, is that right? You're muted. Do regular dashes.
The Rams is a team, and you were right about where they were from.
Vegas or LA?
No, LA.
LA Rams. But they were going to maybe... I remember there was something about a team moving to Vegas and it was going to like destroy the economy or something. Let's see.
You already said
Dolphins.
Texas' team, right? Dolphins
No,
is a
I
team.
said
Dolphins
Longhorns, and you said Longhorns was
okay,
incorrect.
so you haven't named Texas's. I won't ask you if whether you're like which division the teams you're naming are from. I feel like that'd be too mean.
Sweetheart, do you know the Texas one from NFL? Have we seen it? I would have told you the Longhorns.
Mm-mm.
I thought that's what it was.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. I'll give you a hint. It starts with a T.
The terrorists. The Texas terrorists. Sorry, that's our government.
It's the Texas wheelchairs, actually.
Don't use the slur, even if it would be really funny if that was the name of the Texas team. The Texas Tyrants, the Texas...
Oh, you're so close with Tyrants, actually.
Really? The Texas Tire Fires?
Tyrants is very close to the sound of the actual one.
Tyrants.
Think of a movie.
Oh, wait, who are the Lions?
The Lions is Detroit.
Detroit Lions. Okay, I got another one. I accidentally looked at the thing. Cowboys, which means also there's a team the Cowboys play.
There's two Texas teams.
Okay.
Three, I guess. Three if you're counting. Yeah, there's actually three if you're counting the Cowboys.
Cowboys, okay. But you're saying NFL has two more teams. Wait, is there still one called the Redskins? Is that still? Because the Cowboys play the Redskins. I learned on American Dad.
They're not called the Redskins anymore.
Are they called the Chiefs now?
No,
or is that
the Chiefs
the
Chiefs is a team.
Kansas
it's a
City.
different team.
That's Kansas City.
Yes,
okay.
Kansas City Chiefs. Yes.
Whew, while we're waiting for MAGA to call in, we're going to see. All right. So Texas has two more besides the Cowboys. Wow. I don't know if I know.
Maybe I'm high. Maybe I'm high. They only have one more.
Okay. What's the other one?
I'm high as
just
hell.
give it to me and I'll tell you if I just am blanking on it.
It's the Texans.
The Texas Texans? That's a team here?
Yeah, it's the Houston Texans, but yes. Dallas Cowboys and the Houston Texans.
And they're both NFL?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. All right, what states have I not noticed yet?
Most of them.
The Saints.
Saints is one, yep.
Louisiana. Okay.
Yes, New Orleans, yeah.
Tennessee.
Tennessee is one. Tennessee has a team. Also starts with a T.
The Tennessee Ticks.
Remember the
Titmouses. Titans, obviously. I don't think I get the point for that
Remember the Titmouses is hilarious.
I think that Tennessee should be the Titmouse. I feel like Montana might have one. Is that right? But Wyoming doesn't.
Yeah, so
are the Mariners somebody?
The Mariners is a baseball team. That's Seattle.
But if they just use their feet more, it kind of works.
Yeah, you said both the New York teams already, right?
Technically, I feel baseball counts because they use their feet just as much as American football people do.
I want to say, technically, both
running.
New York teams are New Jersey teams now.
That's true. The Jets and the Giants, yeah.
Yeah, their stadium is in New Jersey. So
the Maine Lobsters. I forgot about them. Maine Lobsters.
Mm-hmm. Captain Butter, yeah.
Yeah. There's them. Obviously, I already said the Patriots, right? Yeah.
Technically, I'll give you the Seahawks since it's
the California Rolls.
The California Rolls is hilarious.
Thank you. The Florida Orange Juices. The Georgia Peaches. I'm on a roll now. I'm remembering them all now. All right, I'm out. I don't think I have any more. Wait, there's not one in Montana? Okay. Wait, but Joe Montana is a sports
Joe Montana's a football player. You missed the Eagles.
And I should have gotten that one. Always Sunny.
You missed the 49ers.
I don't even know where they're from.
That's San Francisco.
Okay.
You missed
They're the gay team. Should they be the 69ers?
No, they're not the gay team. I guess you got the Redskins. It's just that's not their name anymore. Now they're called the Commanders.
Ah, the Washington Commanders.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
I've
so
heard that phrase.
You did get them.
Yeah, the California Raisins. I forgot about them. They're the racist team, right?
California Raisins. You didn't get the Panthers. You forgot the Bears.
Florida Panthers. The Bears. The Minnesota
Panthers.
Minnesota
not
Bears?
Florida Panthers. Carolina Panthers.
Wisconsin Bears. No, Green Bay.
The Bears are
Green Bay Fudge Packers.
The Bears is from Chicago.
Chicago
They're
Bears.
the Bears.
And the Fudge Packers are from
The Fudge Packers the Fudge Packers are Cleveland. That's the Browns.
Oh, so it's just what kind of Packers are they doing in Green Bay? What kind of packing they do?
Cheese.
What is it?
It's cheese.
Is that what it's named for? Cheese packing?
I don't know if the Packers are based on cheese packing, but Green Bay is the cheese team. All their fans wear the cheese head.
But I need to know why Packers.
Wait, I'm looking that up right now, actually.
Yeah.
From the Indian Packing Company, which sponsored the team with $500 for uniforms in exchange for using its name.
Huh.
If they packed cheese, that would be funny.
What did they pack?
That's what I'm looking right now.
Well, we're white, probably spices, because we don't know how to make those.
Canned meat.
Okay.
So, tons of fingers up in those.
Yeah.
The Browns is what I say when I go to the bathroom. I always say I'm taking the Browns to the Super Bowl.
There you go. There you go.
You forgot the Bengals, the Bills, the Ravens, the Cardinals.
Not one called the Bengals. You made that one up.
Cincinnati Bengals.
They're basically like, we're the puppies. Have they ever won the Super Bowl?
a lot of animals. A lot of
Raiders. The Raiders exist.
Yep.
I know that because of Raider Dave.
Yep. That's Las Vegas. That's the Las Vegas Raiders.
There you go. Oh, was it? But it was something else before, right?
I don't remember. There's a lot of birds teams. The Cardinals, the Ravens, the Falcons, the Eagles.
There's a bird too, though, isn't there?
The birds is Eagles. That's what they call the birds.
Oh, and then when I went to high school in Cheyenne, and one of the other schools had the Thunderbirds. Is there a Thunderbird?
No, but there's the Chargers. They're like thunder.
Can I tell you that in my history of schooling, I have gone to a school where one of them, the mascot was the Rebels, and it was in Louisiana. So just so you know, it was a specific Rebels. It wasn't rebellious Rebels. It literally was an homage to the previous team called the Rebels. We may as well have been the Louisiana slave owners. And then I went to another school where the mascot was the Indians, and we did the tomahawk chop at football games. So
my high school team was called the Blue Hawks.
Did they have a nice big blue hawk?
Yeah, we used to always talk about the Blue Hawk.
I want to see if they've changed it yet. If it's still the same mascot. Yep. Okay. So scratch that. It is still the Indians. The school that I went to has not changed their mascot at all.
You didn't ever go up against like the Philadelphia Martin Luther Kings?
No, but I will say a couple years after I graduated, actually, I think it was during COVID or right before then when they were taking back winning the culture war, the junior high I went to in Wyoming, some kids launched an unofficial club called the Kids Klux Klan. And the teacher who basically, the teacher who basically went to the press and was like, just so you know, this thing is happening. And when brought to the principal, they were like, we're not doing anything about it, and you guys keep your mouth shut about it. The only person who got in trouble was the teacher for telling the press that they weren't doing anything about it. She got like suspended and shit.
Did I ever tell you about the slave game they had me play when I was in fifth grade?
We didn't accidentally go to the same school because I also played a slave game in one of the early schools.
Did you do a thing called Nature's Classroom?
No, we just thought it was really funny to make certain kids use the other bathroom.
Okay. No. That's crazy, Jimmy.
I know.
Clip that, chat. No, I went to this thing in 5th grade. It was called Nature's Classroom, where they like shipped us up into the mountains and like we stayed at like this, I think it was like a college campus, and we did a bunch of nature games and blah, blah, blah. On the last night of this trip, they gather all us kids together and they go, okay, we're going to play a game called the Underground Railroad. Mind you, at least half my class is black, if not more. I went to a very black school. So they go, we're going to play this game, Underground Railroad. Here's how it works. You kids are going to be runaway slaves.
Oh, shit. I think we did play this one.
So
and I think the teacher tried to make a point of switching the races.
They had us walking through the woods, and there would be a parent as like your underground conductor. I remember it because it was my friend Mark's dad was ours. And they said, if you hear the person, the adult say a specific phrase, I even remember the phrase. How much I remember about this tells me I was traumatized. I remember this so vividly. If he says the phrase, it's getting kind of cold out here, we had to drop to the ground, cover our faces, and another adult would come out of the woods and check this person's like caravan, right? And if they caught us like looking, if they caught our faces, they caught the slave. They would pull us out of the group, and now we were caught slaves. They'd eventually put us with another group as the whole thing. Then
we played this in the gym. I'm not even joking. I remember there was a gymnasium version of this.
Yeah, ours was in the woods at night, by the way. It was pitch dark for half of this journey.
Was there 3 teams and one?
There were no teams.
Oh, okay. I can remember there was a 3rd team. I don't remember what they were, but I think that's what you're saying. The parents were, and then there were slaves and slave catchers.
Yeah, the adults were played the slave catchers. But what happened is when we get to the end of the trail, they had us all line up. There was this big field, and at the end of the field was this cabin that we were going to, have like fires and stories and like guitars and s'mores or whatever for the night. And they said, okay, guys, at the end of that field is the north. Start running. And just all of us kids, pitch black at night, running across the field to get to the north.
We should probably start asking for callers again. Shit.
Hey, who wants to call and talk about the slave game?
MAGA, who wants to call and tell us that the Redskins isn't racist? Who wants to call and explain to us how what Trump just did with the monkey meme is not racist? Could you tell us how to identify true racism? MAGA, we'd love to hear from you what the qualities of actual racism is. Who actually is a victim of racism in this country? Whether or not you played the Underground Railroad game, and whether or not you teach your kids to play it. Oh, shit, dude. We also played Capture the Flag, but the flag was a kid.
I'll take that over them telling a bunch of black kids to be slaves.
Okay, I didn't say the whole story. It wasn't called Capture the Flag, and it wasn't a white kid.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
The more you talk, the more you dig young Jimmy into a hole.
I thought you got what I was saying. Young Jimmy, at least at that age, we're talking like 9 to 10 years old. I just didn't know. I remember, I've told this story online before, but probably not in front of you. I must have been 6 or 7 because I was in the same school. I went to kindergarten, but I don't think I was in kindergarten. I was like 6 or 7. And I remember in the bathroom lamenting to my black friend that I wish slavery still existed so I didn't have to do chores. Right. And I'm like a 6-year-old. So all in my mind, I'm thinking is like, making my bed is so annoying. I wish I didn't have to. And that's what the extent of what slavery was to me is somebody else makes your bed.
This is why slavery maintained for so long, because little white kids would be like, I hate making the bed.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, imagine.
Say, get in here, Django.
You're raised in that world, and it's literally just like, you're going to take away all of my chore doings? This is oppression, is me losing that and having to make my own bed.
This is why the Proud Boys exist, so that we don't have to white people don't have to make their beds anymore.
MAGA, we'd like to hear you out. So Jimmy has a racist start? Is this your, wait, I forget that people on this channel must have not followed my like start of YouTube journey. Yes, guys, I used to be a rather I just want to say comprehensive conservative, and that should answer your question. But yeah. I would say I was never the like white rights, fuck you N-words kind of racist. I was the good old fashioned, well, you know, there are a lot of welfare queens, like conservative racism that is masked to try and sound like it has some sort of political theory to it, when it is just, you know, a different way of saying white rights, fuck you N-words. Like it's basically welfare just the modern version.
Crazy.
What's that?
I said welfare queens is crazy.
Oh yeah. I mean, and look, I was prohibited from watching black shows unless they were black shows that promoted they never directly admitted that this is what they were. Well, one of them kind of did. One of my parents kind of did kind of directly admit, but we were allowed to watch the Cosby Show because the Cosby Show promoted black assimilation into white culture. Those were the good ones,
right? Those were good blacks. Yeah.
Exactly.
But I assume you couldn't watch Martin.
Dude, okay, you think Martin is the... I wasn't allowed to watch Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So who they thought were the good ones was already crazy. And the Proud Family, one of my parents blew a lid when they walked in on my sisters watching the Proud Family. Okay? Wait. Because they promote trashy types of culture.
They said you're okay to watch the rapist black people because they're acting white. You can't watch there
was something about Bill Cosby that they recognized in themselves. There was something that they were like, there's just something about this sweet man. Because I don't think I'm allowed to even say that adjacent word.
I'm so mad at Bill Cosby. Because the Cosby Show was funny. It's a good show. And I can't watch it no more.
Right. I have good memories of the Cosby Show. I've watched that. Is the first letter? It's W. Kamau Bell. Is it W or H? Kamau Bell. Which he puts an initial at the beginning. He did like a thing called "We Need to Talk About the Cosby Show," and I was like, I have to watch this for two reasons. One, because realistically, I did not keep up with the news on this one well enough. Once it was pretty established he was a rapist, I was good. I didn't need much more. But two, I wanted to know if they figured out that we are allowed to watch the Cosby Show again. And in a way, they said it's kind of up to you in that. And I
want to be able to watch it just for Lisa Bonet, man. Rest in peace. She's still alive, but you don't hear from her much anymore.
It is funny how, like, when you look back at a lot of the shows, even the shows that aren't like fully canceled, just shows in general from that era of time, there's so much going on. I loved Fresh Prince. I watched it secretly, and now knowing about the way he so misogynistically fucked over the first actress who played his mother.
Yeah, but they've reconciled since then, so we're good.
Did they reconcile? Did you watch that?
Yes.
Did you feel that was a reconciliation?
They had a whole special about them.
I watched him
apologizing and listen, I will say, dark skinned Aunt Viv leaps and bounds better than light skinned Aunt Viv.
Oh, the dancing scene.
But if you think I'm not going to put on every couple of where he said, because how are you going to tell me how to raise my kids?
Dude, I got choked up when Uncle Phil died. I don't care when most actors die. I've only gotten choked up by a few celebrities. When Uncle Phil died, I was like, oh.
There have only been a few that got me. Uncle Phil's definitely got me. Robin Williams got me.
Yeah,
Catherine O'Hara got me.
I didn't choke up, but I would say I was like, I got a little like, oh, that one sucks. That one sucks. You know who
Catherine
nobody
O'Hara,
knows?
I was really upset about that one.
You know who got me real upset? And I messaged somebody who I hadn't talked to in years just to be like, because you and I bonded. What is his last name? Andre. Oh shit! Now I look like I'm not really a fan. The guy who played Captain Holt, Andre Brower, who played Captain Holt. I'm like, dude, that was my adult adopted dad. I feel. Am I just trying to get points during Black History Month? Barely. Trying to think what other actors choked me up, and then David Bowie, when he died, I was like,
when Robin Williams. I remember where I was when I learned Robin Williams died.
I don't know the exact location. That one was tough though. That one was tough. Like if he's going to die.
I don't think it's tougher when someone goes out like suicide, when it's not just.
Well, my problem with his too was he went out killing himself for something that I feel I've thought to myself many times. If I was faced with that, could I actually face it, or would I take myself out? And then for someone like him with all of those resources and being beloved by so many to do it, I was like, well, I guess if I ever find out I have dementia, like I dementia's like.
Wait, Robin Williams had dementia?
Wasn't it Parkinson's and dementia? Just Parkinson's. No, I thought
Robin Williams was just straight up depression.
I was under the impression he had recently been diagnosed with something, and that it was Parkinson's and dementia, and that it was in the early phases. I could be wrong. Bruce Willis.
I can't believe he's still. I don't know that I would have the. There's this movie I watched.
He doesn't know. That's the most recent thing. He has no idea he has.
That's what I was gonna say. There's this movie I watched. I think it was like called Being Alice or something. Yeah, Still Alice, and it's with Julianne Moore and Alec Baldwin, and she gets early on stage dementia, and she films a video for herself, so that like when you can't remember the answers to these questions that are going to pop up in an alarm every day on your phone, watch this video. And in the video, she walks herself through killing herself. But in the movie, she gets distracted and forgets she's watching the video.
Yeah.
And the whole time I'm actually sitting there. I'm like, God, I hope she can pull this off, because it's like, yeah, like it probably is something I would not have I would probably try to be like, listen, if I hit a certain condition, just take me out, dude. Like,
so now who's a celebrity that when they died, you went, what? I thought he was dead already. Larry King. When Larry King died, I was like 5 years ago. What are we talking about? Like, no, today.
No, because I still remember the DuckTales video, and that was fairly recent.
Yeah, that was, well, further back than I think you think, but
a celebrity that's died that I went, no, weren't they already dead?
I could have sworn he was already dead.
What are celebrities that have died recently? I don't even know.
I don't know. We should probably get to this call here in a moment. Hey, Conservatives MAGA, we'd love to hear your side of things. You can call us 336-543-2101. Today's probably going to be a light show because a lot of people are obviously distracted today. Getting calls is going to be a little bit harder. Somehow 1,750 of you were still here to hear about. I just realized I was kind of listing out the racist things I used to do. I can understand why that holds an audience. But unfortunately, it's good TV. And we barely got to the start of it. All right. Let's, guys, William Shatner is still alive. What do you mean?
And apparently he's a piece of shit now. Maybe he always was.
I think he always just kind of was a dick, yeah. I also hate the show he does that's supposed to present the idea that he is a skeptic exploring all of these supernatural claims. And he seems to present that he presents it in a way where at the end, the conclusion is a true skeptic would not dismiss these. That would make you a cynic. What is the name of that show? He always starts it with, but could it be that aliens did blah, blah, blah? Well, that is what we're going to find out. We're going to try to find out.
All I'm thinking when you say that is that Beyond Fact or Fiction show do you remember that? Where you would watch 3 filmed things and one of them would be real and the others were made up.
The thing I'm talking about is, and they just started season 8. Literally 2 weeks ago, The Unexplained.
I'm just going through real quick, and there are a few more that really fucked me up. Chadwick Boseman fucked me up.
Oh yeah.
That one actually really fucked me up.
So young, at the peak of his career, so hot, which isn't important, and yet I said it. Sorry, I'm stuck on how hot he was for a second. And dying of something that affects a lot of, unfortunately, younger people too. Colon cancer, I think, is the highest rising. It's the fastest rising occurring cancer in young people. Yeah, Chadwick was tough.
Hugh Hefner is probably one where I was like, he was still alive.
That's true. Yeah. And went like this, Bummer. Stan Lee died like 3 years before he died. So it wasn't like I thought he wasn't alive, but it was like they removed him from public and allegedly were abusing him behind the scenes.
Well, that's the same with Isaac Hayes. Like his son came out and was like, he did not ever actually have a problem with the South Park guys. It was all the Scientology people fucking up his life and all that shit.
Yeah.
Aretha Franklin died in 2018.
Dude, you know who really fucked me up? Again, another one where it's like this guy has the demons I have, and so it's hard. Was fucking Chester, Linkin Park.
Yeah.
That one, like I can start getting upset about now. I was very sad that the Maniac was never going to appear ever again on not that sad, but the guy who played the Maniac on Always Sunny, when he died, I remember thinking about that. He just said a lot of crazy shit and did a lot.
Anthony Bourdain too. Anthony Bourdain was another one where it was like,
yeah, that's one of those ones where I'm a little bit like, I'm sad he died, but also wouldn't his life be horrible right now as people keep making Jeffrey Epstein still alive conspiracies with just pictures of him from afar? Doesn't he have an unfortunate amount of resemblance to Jeffrey Epstein? He might be relieved that he's dead.
But it's just one of those cases where it's like crazy. It doesn't matter how like on the outside your life looks.
Yeah.
You would think Anthony Bourdain was living like the best life a person could live.
Sorry, Raven. Ozzy ruined his compassion from me when he spent a lot of the end of his life signing on to extremely Zionist bullshit. I'm just looking at some other names that. Okay, somebody mentioned Jesus Christ. I gotta tell you, when he died, it was kind of like, I don't know, kind of deserved it, but whatever.
The serial hit, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
I know. Just us talking about celebrities dying, I'm assuming that right now Luthien is crying thinking about Christopher Lee. Because I have caught Luthien randomly crying before and been like, what's going on, babe? And she goes, I'm just thinking about Christopher Lee. It's adorable. It's so sweet.
See, I would think that, and like
I thought you would have said
Alan
something.
Rickman. Alan Rickman's death was rough.
That is exactly what
good.
I was doing. You should have read the chat.
Oh, were you in chat?
Really?
Yeah, I was.
You were crying about Christopher. Oh, I'm so sorry. Who are you pre-mourning? Who are you not ready to let go of?
Dude, Danny DeVito's going to go soon. He's 81.
He's getting up there. Well, but he seems fine. And listen, I'm going with the inverse. Very tall people die young. The taller you are, the younger you're going to die. It's very important. You know who said it to me was Jesse Jerdak in like he was like, I don't remember why he brought it up, but he was like, yeah, we don't have to worry about that. I won't be around, man. I was like, dude, you're not that old. He's like, have you ever met a man my height in his 60s? And I was just like, fuck, shit.
I'm not ready for Danny DeVito to go. I really am not.
Danny
like when Bruce Willis finally dies, it'll like I'll be upset because like I like Bruce Willis's movies, but he's been out of public eye for so long because he's dealing with but when Danny DeVito is still working constantly, so when Danny DeVito goes, I'm gonna be inconsolable.
I gotta tell you, for me, it's Professor X and Magneto. When that duo kicks it, and something tells me because they're so lovely and so attached at the hip, they will happen in quick succession. You know the way like partners often die in succession. Those ones are going to be tough.
How old? I mean, he's Patrick Stewart's old now.
I think he's 85. Above 80.
He's 85. And then how old is
Ian McKellen?
Ian McKellen, yeah.
I think he's like 87.
My answer is definitely Ian McKellen.
86. Yeah, Ian's going to be
tough.
I'll
be upset when Ian McKellen.
Did you see his on Jimmy Fallon's show? His Shakespeare poem he did that literally reads like somebody was writing about ice right now. Literally 400 years later, it's the exact same fucking thing. And that thing will chill you to your core when you watch it. It's crazy.
Oh, you know who got me? Anton Yelchin. Because that one got me just because how young he was.
Yeah. I don't know who that is.
He's been in a lot of He was in Star Trek. He was Scotty, I think. Not Scotty.
Oh wow,
Scotty,
yeah,
right?
yeah, I remember him.
Yeah, he was in a lot of good stuff. He's just
I swear
young.
we'll only spend one more minute on this, guys, and we'll jump in. There was another guy.
Oh, yeah, how is Dick Van Dyke still? James Earl Jones didn't get me. Like I should have been upset, but also James Earl Jones hated black women, so fuck that man.
Yeah. That's gonna be kind of when Morgan Freeman eventually dies, I'm like, I loved his voice, loved a lot of his movies. He said some pretty bad shit over the years. He's a little conservative coded, and I got my money, so fuck everybody else coded.
Yeah.
Him and Larry King talking about living up to how rich they are, living up to their income is like capitalist wet dream shit. What was the name of the guy with the greatest voice of all time? It starts with a V.
When you said the question, which dead guy, you sort of said Charlie Kirk.
Who's that?
Who's
that?
Oh man, that's so good.
I've not heard of that guy.
He was just some piece of shit.
John DiMaggio did not die. If somebody just said John,
No,
okay,
he's not. He's not dead.
How dare you? What is the name of the guy? He has like the
John
greatest
DiMaggio,
voice, and
John
he died
DiMaggio
last year.
Likes my stuff on Instagram, but has not followed me yet. But he's liked both. I'm like, how many likes until I get a follow, homie?
He's been in so much stuff. Okay, he was in Always Sunny. Who's the guy?
Oh my god, that one got me. The dude from Green Mile. That one got me when he died. Michael Clark Duncan. Oh, yeah. I was upset when Michael Clark Duncan died.
The guy I'm thinking of is better. But I can't remember his name. He's got the greatest voice of all time. In Always Sunny, he played the younger version of somebody who stole Shah Dynasty from
Shah Dynasty.
It was the guy who ain't this some shit was said by his character a lot. He has the greatest voice of all time. What the fuck is the name of that guy? He died. Lance Reddick. Why did I think his name started with a V? Lance Reddick has literally the greatest voice ever.
Oh yes. Okay. Yeah. From John Wick and The Wire.
Fringe. Voice actor in a bunch of stuff, including the Destiny franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Dude. And he was only 60. All right. Let's take a call. Kevin in Ohio, you are on the line with Jimmy and Javon. First things first, Kevin, which celebrity black person were you most sad to see die in the last 10 years?
Hey, thanks for having me on. To be honest, I really don't follow celebrities that much, so I don't really know.
I got you. Hey, Kevin, how old are you?
37.
And are we on speakerphone in like a loud, echoey room?
No.
Could we try to you sound like you're talking into a tin can is all. Is there anything we could do to try and improve this?
Sorry. Let me move. Okay, is it better?
I think it's better. It's not, we'll work with it. Hey, Kevin, in the last 3 elections that Donald Trump ran, you were eligible to vote. Who did you vote for in those 3? Was it Trump every time or some combination of Hillary, Biden, and Harris?
I don't vote.
Got it. So you're a non-voter. Why don't you vote?
Just never really have the time.
Time was why you don't vote? Are you an employer or an employee?
Why does that matter?
I'll explain in just a moment, but do you work for someone else or do you work for yourself?
Uh-huh.
What's that?
Hello?
Yeah. Did you hear the question?
Hello?
Are you employed or self-employed? It was the question.
Hello?
Hello? Kevin, can you hear me? Kevin? Touch your phone maybe. I don't know. We hear you just fine, Kevin. Can't help but feel like I'm being a little bit trolled since you expressed you didn't want to answer that question. Kevin. All right, we'll see if Kevin calls right back. Kevin, feel free to call right back. I wonder if we should call back Kevin since he seemed to have been indicating he got disconnected. Let me just try that real quick. Let's just do that. See if...
Please state your name after the tone, and Google Voice will try to connect you.
Okay. Well, it's Jimmy from the line. We just got disconnected. Here we go. Hearing these ringtones. What's going on here? Kevin acting like I asked him his social security number or something. Come on now, Kevin. Come on now, go. Walk out the door.
The Google subscriber you have called is not available.
I don't know. I'm a little suspicious of that call. Calls in with a Google Voice number. The questions for Kevin weren't meant to be trick questions. I was going to ask him about his time he has to vote and inform him that if he is an employee, his employer is legally required to give him time to vote so that these next elections that come around, Kevin would know that he would be able to vote, that Kevin would have the opportunity to vote. Kevin, I don't know why you hung up. Give a call back and we'll try and have a little chat.
How old did Kevin say he was?
Kevin said he was 37.
He sounded way older than 37.
Yeah, and never has voted in the last, so he's been able to vote for 19 years now. Has never voted, has never had the time so far, and I wanted to talk a little bit about that. It said Kevin was calling in to talk about politics. I'm always very interested to hear people's opinions who are non-voters and where they anchor, because it doesn't seem like most of the people who call in and said they don't vote are doing so out of protest. It usually seems to be, I have a loud opinion, I want to complain, but I'm not going to participate in the process. And I then usually have follow-up questions to see what their level of political knowledge is.
I genuinely think most people are, unfortunately, most of our call audience, like the people that I would actually call, are waiting the next 30 minutes for the Super Bowl. I feel like we're not going to get many calls today.
It could be. Are we simul streaming over on yours right now?
No, I'm not currently.
It wouldn't be hard to set up. I feel like we can use any boost we can get.
Just gotta pop open vMix.
And people, if you have friends, family, or places you want to post this, we do have another call screening here. But if you have friends, family,
this is the call screening is Steven, who you made not MAGA anymore.
We're probably we kind of really only take debate calls here. But
I mean, you don't got a lot of options.
Options, yeah. All right. Well, screener, go ahead. If you'll take care of screening that call, we'll probably bring Steven on while we wait to see if we can get some more debate callers on. It's really disappointing, Kevin. I was really looking forward to hearing your perspective on things. I don't know why.
This is what happens when you preamble. You should have just assumed, just ignore the preamble today, and maybe.
It's weird though, because most people love talking about themselves. We hadn't gotten to any trap questions, right? Like,
I'm gonna put Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny is better than Kid Rock.
Hell yeah.
That's not incorrect. You remember why are we just not talking about the fact that Kid Rock literally had a song where he admits to wanting to statutory rape people?
Yeah. Well, hang on. Let me see if I can pull up something too, because there are other MAGA darling singers.
My camera is doing something very weird on my vMix.
Let's see.
What has happened?
Now, I don't know if you guys all are big fans of, well, let's just say music. We'll just start it there.
No, they're the one person in the world who hates music.
First of all, I've met a few of them. But
if somebody tells me they don't like music, I'm going to assume they're a serial killer.
Let's just play a little poll game in the chat here. You guys tell me whether or not you think these lyrics are from a MAGA or a not MAGA Do these sound MAGA or not MAGA lyrics? Well, I don't care if you're just 13. You look too good to be true. I just know that you're probably clean. There's one little thing I got to do to you. Jailbait, jailbait, you look so good to me. Jailbait, you won't set me free. Won't you set me free? Jailbait, you look fine, fine, fine. I know I've got to have you in a matter of time. Now, Luthien is basically a music genius. Do you know who this is, Luthien? I'm curious. Have you heard this?
Kid Rock?
No. It's a different artist. I'm just curious if you knew it off the top of your head by chance. But I think you have taste in music, so you probably don't. Yeah, so guys, that's man photographed with Donald Trump in his office. There's something going on with Javon's camera over there.
I'm trying to fix it because right now it's my vMix isn't working, so I'm trying to get it working so we can try to get some more calls. Just leave me up; it'll come back in a second.
Let me see if I can find this photo before the big reveal, and give it to Luthien to put up on the screen. Hey, MAGA 336-543-2101. MAGA, why is there so much overlap between MAGA and pedophiles and seemingly embrace? Why do we know that hundreds to thousands of women were trafficked by Jeffrey Epstein, but the FBI has concluded that there is nobody additional besides Jeffrey and Ghislaine to prosecute?
Really quick, to try to fix my vMix, I'm gonna just leave the Zoom real quick and I'll be right back.
Yeah, no worries. Why is that, guys? Why is that what we're working with? Why is that? Why so much? MAGA, we want to hear from you. I think it's going to be harder today, again, the aforementioned Super Bowl, but MAGA, if you're not as interested in the Super Bowl as I am not, you could call in and you could tell us what is with that. Why is that the case? Or if you just want to stick to, why is it that Donald Trump is a good president? What is Trump doing right? And here's the question I really don't think you can answer, but you can call the number if you think you can. MAGA, I don't think you can answer the very simple question, why is Donald Trump a better president than Kamala Harris would have been? I don't think you can answer that question, but you can call in and you can give that a shot right now. Here, I'm just going to copy that and I'm going to put it in our Discord. And Luthien, I just want to put up, if you could just put up that photo. So I just want to read you these lyrics again. So tell your mama that I'm back in town. Oh, wait, where's the 13 part? Well, I don't care if you're just 13. You look too good to be true. I just know that you're probably clean. There's one little thing I got due to you. Jailbait, you look so good to me. Jailbait, won't you set me free? Jailbait, you look fine, fine, fine. I know I've got to have you in a matter of time. Now, I say a lot of silly songs. Oh, is that the wrong one? Sorry, I DM'd that directly to our screener. That was a mistake. There you go, dearest. It does continue on. There's others. Tell your mama I'm back in town. She likes us boys when it's time to get down. She's got this craving for the underage. I just might be your mama's brand new rage. Jailbait, you look so good to me. Jailbait, won't you set me free? What'd you say?
Who was the artist? I missed it.
Oh, we're going to put that picture up here in just a moment as soon as Luthien's got it ready there. We want to feature the photo of the artist.
I don't know what's going on. My vMix is just not working properly. So I'm trying to just
yeah, would you please just to overlay it? You could just hit one. I'm
updating it right now, so we'll see what happens once it's done updating.
So this is the photo of that artist. His name's Ted Nugent. I believe it's short for Theodore. Theodore Nugent, who features also the lines, "Honey, you look so nice. She's young, she's tender. Won't you please surrender? Hey, she's so fine, she's mine all the time, all mine. It's all right, baby, it's quite all right. I asked your mama, wait a minute, officer, don't put those handcuffs on me. Put them on her, and I'll share her with you. Jailbait, jailbait." We can come back to us now. So MAGA, I would argue that song fits for you guys more than the YMCA song Trump is always playing.
Ladies. And you know what's crazy? They put that Kid Rock song about statutory rape in a kids movie.
You're kidding.
It was in Osmosis Jones.
Oh, man.
That line.
That's bad.
Literally, that line is in a kids movie. I'm pretty sure that movie's rated like PG. Why is my camera lagging in my vMix right now? What the fuck?
You look good on my end.
No, and this will happen sometimes when I turn the camera on after vMix is on.
Yeah.
So usually I just have to close vMix and reopen it. Warning, GPU overloaded?
Ooh, that GPU's getting spicy.
Why though? I'm only running Zoom.
You could turn off what's it called? Hardware encoder, and then it'll use your CPU instead of your GPU. And if your CPU,
my GPU shouldn't.
Yeah, but if you want to, you could have a quick solution or what should happen. It's kind of what I'm going for.
Sure, I'm just more annoyed that my computer is a beefy boy. It should never have this much issues, but it always does. Why are 12 instances of Microsoft Edge running right now?
And guys, listen, I know what you're thinking. At some point, he probably addressed that and was like, the lyrics were meant to be silly, whatever. Actually, when he addressed it, it was during a VH1 interview where Ted Nugent then bragged about the fact that he had sexual relationships with underage girls. So
Kid Rock never addressed his, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna either.
I wonder if what's going on is I turned on a frame rate limiter on my limit. What happens if I turn that off on?
Oh yeah, I think chat's right. They said you're obviously crypto mining in the background.
They figured me out.
MAGA phone number's right there for you. We are ready to hear you out. Hear out why things would be so much better under Donald Trump. What I would like to know if MAGA thinks if Donald Trump could just do whatever he wants without congressional approval, would that make him a better or worse president? Fundamentally, would he do a better job or a worse job if the Congress and the Supreme Court approved everything he wanted to do? That would be an interesting question to hear answered. 336-543-2101. 336-543-2101. Call in. We'll be doing super chats in the meantime, guys. Super chat, Q&A, until we get some calls at Super Bowl Sunday. And here's the thing. You can annoy MAGA people by super chatting questions for us, because basically we're going to say, fine, until you guys call, we'll just make money. You're like, well, you can't make money if we don't call. Oh, yes, we can. We can and we will. So $5 or more, send whatever things you want us to address. Get our reactions to celebrity deaths we may have forgotten. All of these are possible. And if you're MAGA, call 336-543-2101. I do want to know.
How do I check what's using my GPU right now? Task Manager, right?
Uh-huh. Right click the Windows button, Task Manager, and then there should be a performance button, but you might have to put on the extended thing, a performance button.
Performance, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
GPU. I mean, right now it's low. It was high for a second.
Zoom uses more than I realized, but between everything I have up on.
But I even tried when I left Zoom. I may just need to restart my computer, but I don't want to do that right now.
Well, I'm actually surprised at how much it can use here, because I'm like, obviously we're giving a really good signal too, so there is that, but I'm hitting like 42%, and all I have are like 10 browser windows, Discord and Zoom on that computer, and then the other computers down here too. We have
I'm hitting between 20 and 30%. What doesn't make sense?
Oh, he did.
What doesn't make sense to me is like I have a 4070. I shouldn't be having these issues with a 4070.
Yeah. 4070 is good.
I genuinely think I need to have I need to get a second streaming computer that I don't have to worry about running the streaming software on. That makes sense to anybody?
Peary Form 42 says, so when is Forrest doing LineCon? That's a great question to ask him. I mentioned it to him yesterday, and he said he'll create a 20-minute presentation of why he's not doing LineCon. And I told him I'm going to trick him, and I'm going to stream him saying that, and that 20-minute presentation will play on LineCon.
Can I get a copy of my LineCon
Soon, yeah.
thing?
Because I think we're
Okay, cool.
scheduling to publish it in a couple weeks.
Oh, sick.
To public, that is. Let's see. We do have some MAGA in chat, allegedly. Allegedly.
Read the auto screen of this current call that's being screened.
I'm
Also,
excited.
I definitely feel some type of way that you and Luthien both ignored my text this morning.
Did you text
But it's
us
fine.
this morning?
I texted both of you into the group chat.
Let me see this.
It's fine. I just accepted that.
You
on Black
sent a
History Month,
TikTok.
ignoring
That is not
doesn't
high
matter.
priority. Sending a TikTok to anybody. First of all, I probably have to reinstall TikTok.
I
to watch
agree it's
it.
not high priority, but I sent it yesterday at 5:34. I think you could respond within a 24-hour period.
I'm going to be honest. When people just send TikToks, I don't do shit. However, this looks funny.
It's a new game that I want us all to play. Not that you'll play it. You're fully strapped into a zombie game.
Yeah, right now I'm pretty stuck on. And I think I'm meant to try Arc Raiders next is what I've been
Come
being told
on.
I'm supposed to do.
This game is fun.
This actually looks
Everybody
pretty
plays as
funny,
a
though.
gnome. It looks very funny. I think we should start filming some gameplays
Yeah, I think that could be fun.
separate of playing 7 Days to Die all day every day.
I could actually use Twitch for once.
I'm
Hayden
trying
in
to
South
uninstall some games.
possibly.
Sorry, go ahead.
Hayden in South Carolina, you are on the line with Jimmy and Javon. How are you, Hayden?
Sup?
I'm not too bad. How y'all folks doing?
Oh, just peachy. Just
It's
peachy.
Bad Bunny Day, so I'm doing just fine.
Yeah, happy Bad Bunny Day.
Don't even get me
Hayden's
fucking started on that.
we might, but Hayden's pronouns are he, him. Hayden, how old are you?
I'm about 30, getting close there.
About 30. Well, that means you were eligible for at least the last two, depending on what about means, maybe even three. But in every election that you've been able to vote, how did you vote? Did you vote Trump or his opponent?
What do you think, buddy?
That accent leads me to
Hayden, you
believe
are a
Trump.
perfect stranger, so I would have no idea.
Buddy, I'm South Carolina's a red state. You know, I play
Mhm.
with the home team over here.
And,
I'm voting Trump every time, buddy. Primary, general, every one of them, buddy.
I do just want to confirm, Hayden, you know that I don't know you, right? Like we've never met before right now.
I mean, come on, buddy. I'm from South. You heard from South Carolina, bud. Who do
Mhm.
you think I'm voting for?
Hey, Hayden, I don't make any assumptions. And in fact, there are a lot of people who switch votes year over
I'll do the
year. So
assumptions.
you could
Yeah,
have, for example, in 2020, you might have switched to Biden, as a lot of MAGA people did, because they just felt that what was happening with COVID warranted somebody new because they didn't like how things were going. And so they didn't like Biden, but they just wanted to try something different. That happens, Hayden.
See,
So
I was kind of on that boat. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind
See?
of considering voting Democrat because here's the thing. I felt let down, got a Democrat Party because of all the options. We ended up with Joe Biden.
you and
How did that
every
happen?
leftist in the world felt that way, Hayden.
I'm glad to hear that because that was the main. It's like and I just didn't understand. That's what made me kind of because I was sort of teetering after Trump's first term because I felt a little let down. I'm not gonna lie, but then
We could have had
I don't-
Bernie.
That's what I was at though. My family hated me for saying that, so I called me a damn communist. But you know, at least he was. I don't know, buddy. But then it was either that or Kamala.
W
and I
communism.
damn sure didn't want Kamala Harris. So.
Why
Now
not?
you're. Well, before we get, I want to get a little more background, just out of curiosity. In 2026, you've got a lot of primaries happening. As far as your governor, do you know who you're planning to vote for this year?
I'm gonna be honest, but I ain't really kept up with that too much. I'll keep it a buck with you.
Oh, I got you. I'm not in South Carolina. I can't remember. Who is your governor again?
Yeah. I believe fucking what's his name? what's looking like a fucking rooster.
That old fuddy duddy.
McMaster.
How's he doing?
That's his name.
How would you say he's doing as a governor?
Foghorn Leghorn looking at. He's kind of, he's just another fucking politician. You know what I mean?
Sure. I mean, big time MAGA though, right?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I mean, again, buddy, we've been a red state since I've been alive.
Sure.
It's MAGA country. I'll keep it a buck with you.
How's just to kind of get an idea of what your values are? What would you say? What was Governor? I think it's Henry McMaster's greatest. Which MAGA policy did he as governor put into place that you are most proud of? That you were like, yeah, that hits.
Shit, buddy. I don't even. To be honest, I really as much as I with the ideas of the whole Make America Great Again movement, I really don't see it that much, honestly, in person. You talk about it, but you don't really, see it. It's not really actualized. We even have even more identity politics based stuff. We just have we have all gender restrooms, all this shit. It's all, everybody's wishy-washy, man. It's just you can't really,
Well, I'll give you the primary people, because we're talking about politics. You've said you do vote. You're MAGA. You're deep red. You're involved. I'm curious if I'm happy to remind you of the list. Alan Wilson, Pamela Yvette, Nancy Mace, Ralph Norman, and Josh Kimbrell are all going to be on the Republican side running in the primary because, as you, I'm sure, know, McMaster's not running for re-election. Do you remember, with that list in mind, which one of them you were planning to vote for the primary, at least, to hopefully get them as governor? Oh, did we lose you? What happened there?
Sure did.
Hayden, come back. Whoa. We lost Hayden. I'm giving Hayden a second. Well, there's a different phone number with a Hayden on it, and that seems to be a different person because that's a different number. In fact, it's a Nebraska number. I recognize the prefix. And I was excited. That was the end of my questions, and then I was going to ask Hayden to explain to Javon. He says he has opinions on why we don't know what we're talking about when it comes to our president. We're not informed. He wanted to enlighten us. And that was literally what was going to happen next. I was really looking forward to I was going to try and play a more listening part. So let's see if we can get Hayden to call back here, because that was rough. That was a bummer. Yeah, Hayden, what should we call Hayden back? Let me see if I can get him back. We'll try here. I don't think he hung up on us, right? I think he was just...
it sounded like it cut him off, as he was saying something.
Yeah. I mean, I want to talk to Hayden. Or we're not even getting a ringtone this time. Come on, Hayden. Just want to hear you out, bud. I mean, we have other calls we can go to, but I feel such a sense of incompletion.
Your call has been forwarded to...
Dang, right to voicemail. That's too bad, Hayden. Was looking forward to that. All right, well, Hayden, maybe give a call back. I've got some of my notes that on here that I made away, so we can probably pick up where we left off. That's crazy that a second Hayden is calling in, totally different Hayden. I just heard a laugh. Was that you?
That was me. That was me.
It was in your throat. It sounded like a different person.
I giggled a little bit.
Little giggle. Eric in Texas. Hey, that's where I am. Eric in Texas, you are on the line with Jimmy and Javon.
Oh.
Eric, let's start here. How old are you?
Just turned 57 a few days ago.
Just turned 57 a few days ago. Well, happy birthday. What was your best gift?
Being alive in a free country, because I've been all over the world, and I've seen what regimes and other governments do to their people.
Yeah.
And,
Wow.
now
Now that's not really a birthday present. That seems like trying to wedge in what you were gonna say, and we're gonna get there. But we want to finish the introductions. But if that was a birthday present to you, that's great. So, hey, Eric, we've got about 1,700 people watching live, and undoubtedly they're gonna want to describe you as they're speaking, not in any negative way, but they don't know yet whether to refer to you as a he, a she, a they, or something else. What would you prefer our live chat use for you?
Combat veteran, just fine.
Yeah, but combat veteran's not a pronoun. We're looking for a single syllable.
Combat/veteran.
Obviously, we would like in that scenario they would just say Eric. But the options you were given were he, she, they, or something else. And as far as something else goes, that would also have to be a pronoun. Pronouns traditionally are short. They are single syllable, and they are meant to be used to simplify things. And I just want to stress to you, if you just answer, we can move on. We don't have to like have a debate about pronouns and that. You could just say,
I already did. I'm fine with it. You should
I'm
be
sorry.
fine with it too if you're clearly inclusion.
Eric, if you said to me, what's my favorite food? And I tell you bicycle, I haven't answered the question. I've said something unrelated. Combat veteran is not a pronoun.
Is Eric a member of the LGBTQ? Because they tend to use neopronouns more. So are you using neopronouns?
Oh, you're trans, Eric?
No.
Oh, then why are you even requesting a neopronoun?
Because that's my choice.
Because you're trans?
No.
You identify as a combat veteran.
Mm-hmm.
Not a man.
And I am a combat veteran.
Your gender is combat veteran?
There you go.
That's your gender. So you are trans because you were either assigned male or female at birth, and since you are not identifying with the sex you were assigned at birth, you're transgender.
So if you want to make the conversation out of all this, that's okay, but you're wasting your time.
Eric, the thing is that Eric, what I have to say. All I want to know is what single syllable couple of letters could the live chat use? You could just answer and we could move on. But you're the one stuck here insisting that you're transgender with a type of gender identity we've never heard of. So we're, of course, curious and need to explore that.
I also can barely hear him.
I already gave my answer. I don't need to go any
No,
further.
I'm sorry, Eric. Once again, you answered bicycle to favorite food, and I don't think you eat bicycles. So, Eric, you answered combat veteran to pronoun. This is what's called a metaphor. Right, that's not a pronoun. Combat veteran's not a pronoun. So if you'd like to try again, Eric, your choices are he, she, they, or if you prefer a neopronoun, a different one that actually follows the rules of pronouns, it could be like vir, tir, zir, zer. Those would be neopronouns. So far, you haven't given any while claiming apparently to be transgender. So Eric, how are we going to be able to get... Okay, you're ready to give...
Accept it for what it is.
No, because pronouns
are
really
telling. It's really telling. Eric, I just want you to know, it's telling for Jimmy and I how the rest of the conversation is going to go if you can't answer a simple question.
You are engaging in complete bad faith, Eric. People your representation of what the opposition, what you're calling liberals, which neither Javon and I are, but you told that to the screener. But your opposition to what your opposition says, your representation of it is nonsense. If I were to come here and say, by the way, mostly what conservatives believe in is fucking little girls. No, that's only a significant part of your party, but there is a conservative platform outside of fucking little girls. Okay?
I know one thing, that both parties have them in their own backyard, but not for me. Not me.
The backyard's crazy because the yard I'm worried about is the pedophile in the yard of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
Eric, are you excited for the... Eric, are you excited? Eric, hold on. Eric, I don't care where you worked. Eric, I don't care where you worked. Eric, I don't care where you worked. Eric, we don't care where you worked. Eric, we don't care. Eric, we don't care.
Eric, you're going to get muted is what... All right, so we're going to mute Eric because you actually are not going to be allowed to make a single point until you tell us your actual pronoun.
But before, hold on, really quickly. Before we get to the pronouns, can you just ask Eric if he's excited for the Kid Rock halftime show? I'm just wondering.
Eric, are you excited for the Kid Rock halftime show?
reason to watch NFL football.
Yeah.
Because I think
Good. He's not. Good thing he's not. Good thing he's not in the NFL. I'm asking.
Yeah. Once again, not answering the actual
Rock
question.
Show.
You're answering a question you think is related, but not the question. Hey, Eric, should our live chat refer to you as he? Oh, first of all, actually, Eric, are you transgender?
No.
Oh, great. So then your pronoun options would be he, she, they, them, or rather he or she, they, or they. So which one would you like the chat to refer to you as? He, she, or they, as those are the three non-transgender options.
Well, I already answered it. So again, you just keep
No,
going
you
back
didn't.
on that thing again.
How did you answer it before? How did you answer it before?
I said combat veteran.
But that's not a pronoun. Veteran. That's not a pronoun.
Yeah, those are mine. You're going to have to
but those aren't pronouns. They literally, by design, are not pronouns. Combat veteran is not a pronoun. Eric.
That's okay. That's all
right, Eric. We are. Hey, Eric. So, Eric, if you don't answer the question now, no. We're going to mute you. I'm tired of this. We have other callers we'll move on to. So I'm going to ask you one more time. You are going to be able to make your points about conservative content on YouTube and about how liberals are sniveling little girls if you will only answer this question honestly and in good faith. If you don't, we are going to move on because it's an easy question and you're in my house. You'll take off your shoes if I ask you to. So now, last time, if you want to get to make your point to the audience about conservative YouTube, about what's wrong with it, about what's wrong with liberals, which you have mistaken Javon and myself for, you are going to answer. These are your three choices. Would you like the chat to refer to you as a he, a she, or a they? Any other answer will get you hung up on. Yeah, that beep means you are unmuted. Which one would you like?
I already answered it.
I am giving you the opportunity to answer again. If you say anything besides one of those three. All right, goodbye.
I said I'm
Eric.
a combat veteran. Those
Eric,
are my pronouns.
Eric, goodbye. When you are ready to actually answer the question and engage in good faith, you will get to make your points, but you don't get to sit there and be full of shit.
Good faith from a conservative is crazy.
Yeah, they're capable. They just don't want to.
Asking quite a lot.
Yes, as the chat is pointing out, you need to get your hormones in check before you call back, Eric. You literally had an opportunity to tell people make whatever points you wanted to make to a lot of people, and yet that's what you went with.
Can we add a question to the sort of preamble, the about you section, which is, are they excited for the Kid Rock halftime show?
Sure. We can start with that.
Yeah, I'm genuinely curious if they're pedophiles or not.
Hayden in Nebraska, you are on the line with Jimmy and Javon. Hey, Hayden, let's start here. How old are you?
21.
Hayden, are you watching the Super Bowl today?
No, I am working.
Are you going to watch I mean, you could do it later. Are you excited about the Kid Rock alternative halftime show?
I got to be honest, I really don't even watch them much, so I wouldn't know whether I'd be excited to see it or not. So,
how do you feel about Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl?
Once again, I can't answer something that I'm not familiar with there.
Okay. So. And Hayden, would you like our chat to refer to you as a he, a she, a they, or something else?
He is fine.
Excellent. That's so easy, and now we move on.
Yeah, so, amazing, right?
It really wasn't rocket surgery here. All right, well, it looks like you've got some points you want to make. You said you're at work right now. I hope we're not distracting you.
Yeah. No,
go ahead.
It's kind of like my middle of the year cleanup here, so.
Excellent.
Organizing. So I had told the screener, she asked why I was calling in, and I just had said that I feel like we're kind of limited on our choices of who we can vote for, mainly because it's always down to two names, and generally you got these large groups that pretty much pick those. You've got the Democratic National Convention that picks the Democrat Party, and then you've got obviously the Republican
national convention that picks the ones they want to run. Well, I feel like it's kind of hard to say. I think it's impossible to say, oh yes, I'm 100% Republican or 100% Democrat. You know, it's yes, I understand there's usually a independent on there, but problem with that is if you vote independent. Sorry.
I'm sorry. What way do you lean? What way do you lean? Like you say independent. I don't think people are true independents. I think there's always a side they lean towards. So which side do you lean towards?
Yeah, no, exactly. I'd say I lean towards Republican on a lot of spending things, and I lean more.
You prefer
like just confirming budget.
Sure. So you prefer the Republican way of increasing the deficit versus lowering the deficit. You'd prefer an increased deficit. You prefer Republican spending habits.
But I am gonna just say that I think that both parties spend unnecessarily on a broad measure of things. I wish that we could have a zero balance budget, whether it be. I do know that.
That's impossible.
Right, you're right. But the problem is you have to be there because.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I'm just confused because you're saying you prefer the way Republicans balance the budget, but every Republican has run a larger deficit than the Democrats since what, Bush? Maybe even since Reagan. I can't think of the last Republican that didn't run a massive deficit.
Hayden, who was the last president to balance the budget?
True.
It'd be I think it was Clinton.
It was the first black one.
I do believe that.
True.
I think it was
first
Clinton.
black president, Bill Clinton. True.
Bill Clinton is the last one. And then since Bill Clinton, who has spent more each election? The Republicans or the Democrats?
It'd be the Republicans, but
yeah. But you lean more Republican?
That despite I lean towards Republicans on certain things. I should have said.
But you said it was the budget, so I'm just so confused.
It's the budget essentially. I would just that's kind of my whole problem here is, but just in general, I don't care.
But I'm
what
just confused.
Party,
the Republicans have never quite literally have never balanced the budget. So why is it that at least in our lifetime? So why is it that you prefer Republicans who increase the deficit to the Democrats who don't?
Okay, so to that I would say is there's, I feel like some of us need to be educated more, myself included, on a measure of things, but I'll say how this is how I vote. I generally vote Republican, but I would just like to see a balanced budget because the reality of it is every penny you spend, you either got to borrow it or you got to get it from taxing either businesses or individuals.
Okay, so let's say that you were uneducated. You didn't know that the Republicans constantly lead to a larger deficit. For instance, we can just look at the deficit approved via Trump versus the deficit approved via Biden. It's gross. Trump was almost double the deficit, Jimmy, almost double the deficit that Biden ran.
No,
so
so
clearly it's not the budget. So then what? Hold on. If it's not the budget, what is? There's got to be something else. So what's the other reason you tend to lean Republican? Because it can't be the budget.
There's certain things that I believe in, and it's protecting all life. But but I do know that that's a very hot button topic, and I know how I feel about it. However, I do think that everybody has their own opinion. And they have the right to their own opinion, but it doesn't mean I have to agree.
You believe the Republicans are better at protecting all life than the Democrats are?
Yes, I 100% do.
Okay. Do you think it's a protection of life when Republicans remove medical care from large groups of people because they don't want to pay for Medicaid or Medicare anymore? Such as removing Medicare and Medicaid benefits from over 800,000
From
Americans?
who?
Over 800,000 low-income Americans.
Okay, so here's the deal on that. Medicare, Social Security, disability, and all these government-funded programs, if we don't stop spending money and unnecessarily and allowing people on there that never paid in, it will be insolvent, and then there will be nobody on it.
Whoa. Hold on. This is where I think you're a little confused. You think that in order to get access to, for instance, Medicare and Medicaid, you have to have paid into those?
I do believe that, yes.
Children
we all
are on
get
Medicaid. How could, hold on. Children get Medicaid. So how is it? How do children pay into Medicaid?
That's a whole different. It's a whole different group of people.
Okay, so now you've changed it. So not everybody needs to pay into it. Only certain people need to pay into it.
You want your 5-year-old to get a job and pay taxes?
You're the one.
Medicare with,
I don't know why you're asking me what I want. You're the one who made the claim, right? I don't think anybody should have to pay into it to access it. I think that people who can afford to pay into it should, but that it should be accessible to everybody. You're the one who said that they have to. So that's why I'm trying to find out, who is this everybody? So it's not children. What about disabled people? Do they have to pay into it to access it?
How disabled are we talking? Because my definition of disabled,
however disabled you want.
What's your definition of disabled? I'd love to engage yours. What's your definition of disabled?
My definition of disabled is totally incoherent, physically and mentally. Everybody is capable of doing something, but some people are not capable of doing as much as someone else.
Right.
I just
so let's say somebody's disability
as much as they can.
Let's say somebody's disability is they could only take phone calls, but they would have to do it from bed. You would say if that's what you have, take the phone calls from bed, right? You could do an answering service.
I would say that would be acceptable.
Right. Now, let me ask you this. What if that individual cannot find a job that is willing to let them work from bed, willing to work from home, let them work from home, and also not willing to pay enough money to cover their medical expenses because this person is so disabled, they literally have to work from bed. Clearly, they have medical expenses. Should in that scenario, which, by the way, is the scenario people with disabilities that you don't consider disabled face, in that scenario...
There's different levels of disability.
I just explained that this was a version of what you said wouldn't count. That they are capable of something, therefore they should work. I told you what they were capable of. Then I gave you the scenario that they're capable of it, but nobody's willing to hire them to do that. Nobody's willing to let them work from home, and no one's willing to give them a wage to do that.
So
that actually covers their medical expenses. I know the perfect solution. We've already got a proven perfect solution. Go ahead.
Here's the deal. You can spend taxpayers' money on programs that give people the necessities to live, or you can take that money and tell these companies, you need to hire this percentage of disabled whatever group of people it is.
Hayden, you just failed. That would be called DEI. And even if you do that, even if you do a DEI program like you just said, still there are not enough jobs to go around that can, one, accommodate people with that level of accommodation, and two, when it comes to the accommodations, accommodate the time constraints, because while an individual with a disability where they could take phone calls from bed doesn't mean that they have a disability they can take phone calls from bed, and they can predict which 40 hours they would be capable of doing that.
Okay. So I have offered multiple different things on different topics that you brought up. You've given me handfuls and handfuls of reasons why they won't work.
Yeah, you like a solution
I would like you to tell me what would work and why it would work.
Hayden, I'm so glad, and I can help you illustrate and realize that you're going to agree with it before actually lining it out. Hayden, can you name for me one developed country in the entire world with universal health care, a program like Medicare for All, who has worse medical outcomes than American citizens do? In other words, to make it simpler, can you name a country that is a developed country with universal health care that America's healthcare system is ranked higher for outcomes for the individual? Where is America better than that has universal health care, with that being the characteristic?
Better than? Okay.
Correct. Correct. On the specific metric of outcomes for the citizens. Can you name
Again,
one country?
If one that's better than the United States, I can definitely name some that are
worse.
I've been
worse. No. Can you name one country? Excuse me, real quick, Hayden.
Okay.
One developed country. So we're talking about modern developed country, right?
I would say countries in the G7.
Sure. But I'm willing to let him go out further than that. But they have to have universal health care, and the outcomes in that country has to be worse than the outcomes for the average citizen in America.
For sure, Germany. I would say that Germany has.
Sorry, incorrect. America's, in fact, substantially. American healthcare outcomes are substantially worse than Germans. Do you want to try again?
Healthcare outcomes are worse than Germans.
I'll just give you the spoiler, Hayden. There are none. Every developed country with universal healthcare has better outcomes. Guess what? There are countries that people on your side would describe as undeveloped countries, non-modern countries that also have universal health care that have better outcomes. Let's test your knowledge on that. If you had to guess for outcomes, which country do you think has better health care outcomes, as in mortality, sickness, getting treatment when you get cancer, those kinds of things, even occurrences, a lot of these diseases, but mostly the treatment and what your outcomes are. Which one would you guess is better? The United States of America or Cuba?
Well, it seems like a rather two-sided question there, so I'll have to say Cuba because you wouldn't have brought that up as an option if you would.
Yeah, you're quite correct. In fact, Hayden, you're quite correct that Cuba has better healthcare outcomes because they have universal healthcare. So, Hayden, the answer to your question is, what is the better alternative? Medicare for all, and absolutely destroying, to the point that I hope some people go to prison, if not worse, destroying an industry that makes money on the basis of, one, are people getting sick, and two, have we figured out how to cover less and less when they get sick? It actually makes healthcare costs plummet. Healthcare becomes way cheaper, and then everybody gets it. And that has been proven to be, it's not a speculative thing. Every single country has shown that is superior.
If you would like to know out of what you've said, that of which I'd lean more non-Republican on, and it would be that I do not believe that on anything, not just healthcare, but on a lot of things, you should not be able to make obscene profits on other people's misfortunes.
Why any profit? Why should you be able to make any profit on illness, on cancer, not obscene profits?
Okay, so
I'm saying no profits.
That's fine. Okay, but can I say why you would? There has to be a group of people that are going to be the doctors, that are going to be the researchers that make the drugs.
Yep, we agree with paying labor. You're describing paying the laborers. Good.
There you go.
But I would say if a doctor is too worried about money, they shouldn't be a doctor.
Right, but Hayden, you just said there you go. I want to say there you go back. You just started your first day you're kind of halfway a socialist now, bud.
Well, it wouldn't have been, let's say, it wouldn't have been tried probably hundreds and hundreds of times across the expanse of history if there wasn't at least a couple good things in there.
Hey, Hayden, just real quick, because I really don't want to get away from this too much. So you voted Republican because of the budget. We've proven that they do terrible on the budget. You said it's to protect life. We've shown that they don't really protect life because they don't really care about universal health care. They actually are the ones who are vying for the hospitals and doctors to make obscene profits. So what would be our reason for voting Republican again?
I don't know. What would be your reason to vote Democrat? It's like,
because
you want to go?
That's lesser of two evils.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. But I called in to try and make a single point. Why is it always down to just two? Why is it always
because
essentially two? Yeah, okay. There's an independent on there, but like, why can't we have?
I have a follow-up question, Hayden.
Why?
Capitalism.
Why
Hayden,
does the presidency have to have just one person there? Why can't it be a panel of people?
Hayden, do you believe billionaires should be allowed to exist?
Hold on, Jimmy. Wait, no, because this is directly what he just said. It is kind of a panel of people.
Yeah.
The cabinet, but yeah, go ahead.
Hayden,
I feel like,
do you believe billionaires should be allowed to exist?
Exist meaning be alive?
No. exist, as in if you become a billionaire, that we should have a tax system that allows for billionaires. It's very easy. If you don't want billionaires in a government, in a society, you say, once you make past this dollar amount, we take every dollar after it. Do you believe billionaires should be allowed to exist?
You hit a certain, I think.
Could you just answer my question and then we'll get to it?
It's too much money for one person to have. You can't possibly get that much money without doing something illegal.
So join socialist causes, which is going to mean voting Democrat often, because you'll have to vote for what you can work with over what absolutely won't set you back. And then you'll be working with the socialists, because if you don't believe billionaires should exist, then you actually don't believe, like I do, that the problem you're describing should exist. Literally, as Javon was saying, capitalism is the problem. So is billionaires. So are the super rich. So is, to some degree, millionaires, though in some places making $1 million a year turns out no longer is necessarily a definition of rich. But Hayden...
No, by all means, absolutely not.
But Hayden, that was the answer. If you don't believe in billionaires, the reason why there's a two-party system is because they have figured out how to get rid of everybody that... They're acting like they're representing different groups. They're representing capitalists. So if you are for getting rid of the super rich so that they can't limit our choices, because America has a fetish for two things, capitalism and guns, and they're both sexually weird fetishes they have. If you want to get rid of them, go with a party, go with a group, organize with people who are more likely to help to that end. And the answer is, for every value you've given so far, you should be a socialist.
Okay, but the problem is then you mentioned one thing that I own many of. And so legally, I mean, and I enjoy owning firearms. I find enjoyment being able to go to the gun range.
I enjoy owning potatoes. Should I put them in my ass?
Did I say I was going to put my gun in my ass?
Did I say that there was a problem with owning guns, or did I say the fetish was the problem?
You said that you hold on there. You said they were two things that were inherently, can you repeat yourself there?
Fetishized. The fetishization of capitalism, because there are other capitalist countries who aren't as bad as us. Capitalism's bad.
I want to know more about this potatoes in the butt, personally.
So we shouldn't fetishize capitalism. And the fetishization of capitalism and guns in America are why we are the shittiest to the poor of all the developed nations, and why we have the problem with children and innocent people getting murdered and having a basically military police in a supposed democracy. And if you would fix the culture around both of those things, even before you get to socialism, society would improve incredibly. And then you do socialism to finish it off.
Yeah, socialism is pretty staunchly pro-gun. I mean, Marxism is pretty staunchly pro-gun.
Will you feel more comfortable if I do the rest of this show holding my assault rifle? Because that might get us demonetized. I don't know if we're allowed.
In your ass?
Yeah, in my...
I mean, the thing is, there's certain people that have them that they stay in safe, and they don't flash them around. They don't wear them around. I don't feel the need to wear a gun.
Nobody is saying that those are the people who are the problem necessarily. I think there's more.
I mean, we keep this jumping around kind of like yo-yo thing. I just want to stay on one topic without bringing another topic in. It just confuses everybody.
I'll be quiet. Javon's way better than me at staying on topic. I'll be quiet for a bit.
But this is the topic. The topic is why you would vote for Republican. So there's a lot of like intricacies in that. So I just... Let us know now. Have you seen the error of your Republican ways? Or you're like, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't vote in Republicans, because so far they don't hold to any of the values that you hold to.
I mean, I just want to know where we would be at right now. Yeah, okay, sure. No one's perfect. I could have voted for the Democrat option, but guess what? It's like, where would we be at right now? Maybe they're both evil. Maybe they aren't. Maybe we'd be better.
Yeah,
maybe
hold on.
You never know.
They're definitely both. Wait, real quick. They're definitely both evil. Okay, I just want to
100%
cut that off at the head. They're both maintained by the capitalist machine. They care about money over people.
Yeah,
100%.
Exactly.
However, I prefer the machine that isn't gunning down protesters in the street, or the machine that isn't like throwing immigrants into concentration camps. I like that machine a little bit more than the other machine.
Concentration camps. I don't really like that word, and
so we are good to leave the topic. Right?
I don't like the word either, but I don't like the place more than I don't like the word. And by every metric, most of these immigration detention centers, especially the ones overseas, like CCOT, are definitionally concentration camps.
Careful though,
they're
Hayden. If you're going
immigrants?
to engage that, I think this would be by your definition of what you've tried to get us off of before. Seems like you're headed to a second topic. I just want to make sure you know that.
Yeah, well, he got me pulled in again. So there we go. You know, kind of.
He does that.
Yeah, you know, he's good at that.
Welcome to the Thunderdome.
You two are doing your show together. Yeah.
Well, it's more because Jimmy needs a black friend, but yeah.
That's one thing. A man can have two reasons.
But yeah, no, definitionally, like places like CCOT, they're concentration camps. Like there's no difference.
Evidence. It's like, but where's the evidence? Why aren't they talk about all these horrible things on the news?
Well, because I got you. Do you know why there's no evidence? Do you know why there's no evidence? Because CBS, which is now headed by Barry Weiss, who is a massive Trump supporter, pulled the 60 Minutes segment about the torture and shit going on at CCOT. It aired in Canada. Canada got to see it. The U.S. did not get to see it because Barry Weiss pulled it because she is a pro-Trumper who now runs CBS News.
It's also and she's in charge because of the fucking Ellisons. It's less that there's no evidence and more that there's lots of evidence you're avoiding.
So some of us shall say some of our freedoms in this country are being suppressed.
Freedom of the press 100% has been that's one of Trump's whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. But it's being suppressed, meaning they say, yeah, you guys can go and talk about this on the news, but then really they're like, are we really gonna air that? Absolutely fucking not. So,
and why wouldn't they air that? What are they worried about would happen if they air that?
Because anybody with any moral at all would be like, there's something wrong with whoever's heading this one up.
So they're worried about the retaliation of the people or the retaliation of the president?
They're worried about getting reelected. And if it gets out that they was doing that,
Barry Weiss isn't an elected official. Barry Weiss.
So
is
just confirming.
Okay, hold on.
Wait, no. I just want to confirm. Wait. Do you agree with us that Donald Trump is suppressing news in order to further his reelection?
Where's the evidence?
Well, at this point, further
just you told me. That's what I'm saying. Is there?
That's pretty glaring.
I need evidence. Right, exactly. But where is the evidence? I need something physical or an investigation
have you gone and looked for the evidence?
Physical.
Have you gone and looked for the evidence? Are you saying you're unaware? Right. Is this something that you are aware of? Is this something that you've gone and you sought and you are failed to find? Or are you saying you went and you looked for it and you found nothing credible?
This is my first time hearing of it.
This is your first time of hearing about concentration camps and CCOT?
Just CCOT.
Well, I don't know what to do then, Hayden, because CCOT has been pretty major news for the last year.
Yeah.
I inherently avoid watching the news. Maybe I shouldn't.
Why? Wait. So then it's not that there's no evidence. You just avoid the evidence.
Well, it's not that but I also say if it was thrown in my face, I'd probably watch it. But I just don't turn the news on because it's depressing. It's always
Hayden, real quick,
negative.
Then I need to calibrate a little bit. I need to calibrate a little bit. You're in Nebraska, right?
Yes.
I used to live near you. I lived over in Cheyenne. We probably crossed paths at some point. Yeah, of course. Yeah. You're in the 308. I was in the 307. Anyway.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Yeah, it's the only place where area codes make sense that they're very similar to each other. It's the weirdest thing that you go everywhere else in the country and they're like, well, I don't know, Texas
random
would be 520 and 737. It's nonsense. I'm glad we can bond over that. Hayden, in Nebraska, I can't remember his name. Who's the guy? Which one of your senators is running for election this year, re-election? It's not both, right? It's only one.
No. I believe it's going to be. It's a he, so it'd have to be Ricketts.
And who's the other one?
Wouldn't it be Ricketts?
Yeah.
Then
I think
there's.
it is right.
I always see Deb Fisher.
Okay.
Or
And who are
no, 'cause, no,
Ricketts'
I'm thinking
primary
this right now.
challenges?
Like who he's running against right now? I have no idea.
Yeah.
I mean, I could sit here and lie to you and look it up on my phone.
No. I know. Who's your governor right now? No, it's all good. Who's your governor right now?
Jim Pillen.
And
is the governor of Nebraska.
is he for re-election this year, or is he?
Yes, he is. Yes, he
running
is.
challenged.
I did see that ad on TV. No.
And who's he running against?
He's running for re-election. It's a lady. I know that. Oh hell, it would be. If you said her name, I would know. I heard it probably a few weeks ago now, but once again, really don't care.
I mean, technically he has two primary challengers, but the lady you're probably talking about is Lynn Walls. Did you say though you don't actually really care?
Yes. I mean, It's just kind of like it's just takes up space in my brain, and it's just like, well, I don't really want to think about any of that crap. But I just,
Okay, got you. So to be clear, you have a lot of issues with the political shit, and you're at least a little more politically aware than other conservatives. You actually know your senators' names. You don't know who they're running against. I assume I can't ask you a single question about Lynn Walls. Like, who is Lynn Walls?
Nope.
Let me see if you know this one. Who is Lynn Walls' most famous cousin?
Well, if the last name rings a bell, would be possibly Tim.
It is Tim. All right. Now, what's her loudest policy?
Who knows? You'd probably know.
It's not so much that you're upset. You know that there's a two-party system and you don't feel like either of them represent you. But it seems to me, I guess, let me try one more. What was one of Kamala Harris's policies that we'll start with 4. What's a Kamala Harris policy that she proposed that you would have liked?
That I would have liked? The fact that she wanted to put more money into the education system of our country. She wanted to bring more funding to the public education system to our country.
And you heard her specifically talk about that, or you're just assuming so because she's a Democrat?
She was talking about public education and the fact that teachers and just staff in general of public education, in different aspects of it, are extremely underpaid. It is hard to keep good people in that field. And it was a town hall meeting she was doing in some fucking state somewhere. But okay, so
then which policy of hers, because obviously that's one you liked, which policy of hers made that policy and any other policy you liked that you disliked made you not bother voting for her?
Now, it's other things she said previously.
Like what?
Okay. But not during when she was running for election of president. But
okay, so
just
like
because you change what you say does not mean you really truly believe that. And so,
right. I mean, look at Trump. Donald Trump has said both sides of every issue just in the last year.
Wishy-washy everywhere.
Definitely.
They don't like it. I'm just going to change my mind then.
Totally. So what was an example of one of the things she said that you said, nope, I can't vote for her even though she has policies I like. I can't vote for her because what?
I'm going to say this, and it'll probably take us right back into the Republicans taking health care away and all that. But the fact that she does not want to protect all life.
What does that mean?
And she was pro-abortion.
Okay.
Now,
and
I don't
reason why
I don't like to openly say anything about abortion, because I do know for a fact that there are hundreds of reasons you would do something, and there are some of those that I would never expect somebody to have to deal with. But it's also, I can't say I would know. That's why I'm like, you know what, do what you want, but just please leave me out of it. This is what I believe. I feel like all life should get.
But isn't that her position?
Okay.
What does it mean to be pro-choice? Because I think you just described it. Do what you want, keep me out of it. It's between you and your doctor, not me.
Yeah, okay, so that's pro-choice. Now,
correct.
I don't think pro-choice is the right term, because pro-choice meaning anybody has the choice to have a medical abortion.
Correct.
Here's exactly what I think. If it is going to harm the mother to have that child, if it was rape or
what do you
incest,
mean? What do you mean harm? Wait. What do you mean by harm?
Yeah.
Okay, let's say this. Okay, because
let's.
Okay, so you have a heart condition, and the only reason I am putting this one out there is
if you get very, very specific, that actually won't be useful to this argument. We're just saying a general term of harm the mother. Are you saying the mother's life has to be in danger of death? Or what about, every single pregnancy is medically harmful. It takes a lasting toll on your body, every single one.
Bringing life into the world is not easy.
Right, but you're not saying that level of harm, otherwise you would be okay with every single abortion.
I'm talking if it is going to kill you, or if you have a pre-existing condition that of which you could possibly have a stroke and or a heart attack, that of which you would die from.
Okay. What if it would disable
you? You're giving birth.
What if instead of killing you, it might disable you? Like it might paralyze you. The pregnancy has a potential to harm your
absolutely
spinal column.
Not. But
then no?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If hold on. You said if you hold on, let me not get because I feel like I got off a little there, but the fact is if it was to cause another medical condition that would harm you for the rest of your life, such as being paralyzed, no, you should not be expected to have a child.
Interesting. Hey, now, Hayden, let's say that you're about to hit me with a shovel, and all of the evidence that I have in that moment says you hitting me with that shovel isn't going to kill me, but it might paralyze me. Do I have a right to use my gun and kill you to stop you from paralyzing me?
Absolutely. It's called self-defense.
Interesting. Got it. But it's not self-defense. But it's not self-defense if a woman has a non-sentient being, a creature who has no ability, no sense of self, no sense of existence, has never had a first thought. Their brain is as dead as the people we pull plugs on and say they're dead. It wouldn't be self-defense for a woman in that scenario to go, literally any harm that this is going to do to me, I don't want. So I'm going to evacuate this pregnancy, and no thinking agent, no thing that ever was aware it ever existed will be harmed in the interim. This thing is as much of a separate human from like an actual experiencing human as my kidney is. And if my kidney was going to kill me, I would simply get rid of it. How do
you know that though? But how?
What do you mean? How do I know that? How do we know that brain activity doesn't? How do we know that brain activity doesn't start until later in the pregnancy?
How do you know that it's not just? How do you know it's not just the brain that feels? How do you know that?
Because we understand how humans feel. Are you joking?
Okay. Do you not understand the soul?
I don't believe souls exist, Hayden. What evidence do you have that a soul exists?
What evidence that you don't?
I'm sorry, that's not how burden of proof exists. Hey, Hayden, if I tell you I can levitate,
most of my belief
Hayden,
faith.
I can fly.
Faith is not seeing or
Hayden, I can fly. Do you believe me?
Do I have evidence that says you can't?
Can you prove I can't fly?
Oh shit, got us.
No, I don't even know who you are.
So do you believe I can fly? With just my mind. I don't have to get on a plane. I can fly with just my mind. Do you believe me?
Okay. I'm going to have to hang up now because this is, when things start when there's people around me that, shall we say, test my spiritual being, I will not engage with them and I will hang out.
Why?
Because
wait, Hayden,
That's-
what
for
good
all I
is
know,
a belief?
you could be.
Wait,
you
Hayden,
could be
if I
fed
have
by
a
the-
belief, if I have a belief that is wrong, and I just say I'm not even going to challenge it, like actually, let's not even go with wrong. If I have a belief that is true, why should it fear being challenged? What challenge does truth have to fear?
Okay, so my point to that is what I believe in cannot. There might be some geological evidence to certain things that if they found, or you could say, oh, well, it's because of this, that, and the other thing. But I am the type of person that knows what I believe in, and part of my faith is not needing to find things.
Okay, well, Hayden, let me ask you this. Do you believe Muslims, Hayden, do you believe that Muslims know the truth about God?
If they think their God is the God, then so be it, as long as they aren't. No, but
Hayden, what I'm asking you is, do you believe that, because you sound like you're probably Christian, Hayden, do you believe that Muslims are correct in their beliefs about God, which is contrary to your beliefs? Do you think Muslims have the truth?
I think that if you have a God that you believe in and you are not harming anyone, you should be allowed to believe in that God.
Oh, hey, listen, Hayden, I think you should be allowed
your God down my throat.
Hayden,
I'm hanging up now.
Hayden, I don't have a God, and I'm not shoving anything down your throat. I believe, Hayden, that there are people with wrong beliefs out there, and if they are wrong, I'm still showing him.
No, he's gone.
He's gone. Wow, Hayden, that was wild, because basically you're a Christian who isn't aware that your own Bible says you actually have to be ready to defend. It literally says be ready to defend your faith, and you didn't. You actually just threw a fit and hung up and went, I believe different, I will never hear you out. And so you called in pretending like you wanted to have a conversation based on logic and reason, that we were going to discuss our reasons. And then when we got to your reasons, what are at the core, you basically said, we have to have, and consider this, guys, in Hayden's mind, we have to have good reasons to believe why we believe. We have to have good reasons to defend that abortion is fine. We have to have good reasons to believe that socialism is better than capitalism. Hayden doesn't have to believe that. Hayden doesn't have to have good reasons. Hayden is allowed to believe just on the way he feels. And that's it. So Hayden, you don't get to challenge anybody and say that anybody else has to have good reasons, because you don't have to have good reasons. Why would we hold ourselves to a higher standard than you do? Now, the fact of the matter is, I do hold myself. But I'm not going to sit here and be talked down to and be told, like, you can't challenge my faith. You can't. You're sitting there knowing you don't believe Muslims have the truth. And presumably, you hope that somebody can get through to the same wall that Muslims put up as you put up. Your wall of, it's my faith. You can't challenge my faith. I won't have my faith be challenged. And I would ask you the exact same question I tried to ask. What does the truth have to fear from a challenge?
Well, Jimmy, you're making too much sense right now.
Bruh, I'm just like,
you got to stop that.
If is truth afraid of facts? Is truth afraid of history? Is truth afraid of inquisition, of questioning, of what?
He said, I don't like Kamala Harris because she goes against my beliefs. And if you start talking about my beliefs, I'm hanging up the phone.
Right. What a wild thing to call in and defend your position. Well, I don't hold your faith, so shouldn't you? If you want me to change to your side, don't you need to compel me to give me a good reason? And so if you say, well, it's because of my faith, what am I supposed to do as the other person in that? Just go, oh, well, in that case, I'll just take the faith for no reason. You have to give me a good reason to pick up your faith. And I have reasons to question your faith. Hayden, I don't think you know the damage you just did for your own side, buddy. Because you basically acknowledged several issues where you agree with us, except for the fact that your faith, which you cannot prove, and acknowledge you cannot prove, disagrees.
Oh, consistently agreed. That's what was weird.
Right.
I almost died at the bottom of this Crack-a-Book HQ. Jesus Christ.
Oh goodness. I'm gonna basically I've just been as you've been talking, I've been logging in and then back and forth.
Yeah, I don't need to stop playing when I get to do it like you. I can just keep going.
Well, I do see that you disengage the game. I don't like it to keep running the clock because I don't want to have to eat or drink because I just sat around.
Oh, I haven't disengaged one time. I've been playing the It actually helps me. What do you mean? I've been doing this since before the call. I've been in the middle of this tier 5 clear.
Well, I'm building a farm.
I would love the next person who's secretly a socialist to just admit they're a socialist and stop being afraid of a boogeyman word.
Brian in California, you are on the line with Jimmy and Javon. Brian, first things first, how old are you?
37.
Brian, in the last 3 elections with Donald Trump, how did you vote?
The first time Donald Trump, the second time around, unfortunately Biden, but this time around Donald Trump again.
Okay, so you're a Trump sandwich here. It says you're a moderate conservative. Hey, we've got a pretty sizable chat watching right now with 2,100 people over on my channel. I don't know how many are on Javon, but they're all going to want to know, do you want to be referred to as a he, a she, a they, or something else?
I don't do pronouns. If anybody's going to call me a pronoun, it's ass and hole.
Those aren't pronouns. Also, you said you use pronouns in describing that.
No, I'm just saying. I don't.
It's interesting to say you don't do pronouns while using a pronoun. That's just sort of weird.
So would you prefer the chat? Because it's the chat. We're not worried about the pronouns that you want to use. You can do whatever you want there. The chat wants to know: would you most recognize they're talking about you if they referred to you as a he, a she, a they, or something else? It's such a simple question, and then we can move on.
Yeah, but here's the thing: it's like you don't have to go by pronouns.
Yeah, you do, Brian.
Don't acknowledge it.
Yeah, Brian. So you're telling me that Brian, you're telling me that it is 100% true that you have never accepted being referred to as a he.
Well, of course, I'm a guy. I'm a man.
Okay, and are you a cisgender man or a transgender man?
I don't agree with all that. I'm a straight male.
Jesus Christ. Do you want, hey, Brian, straight has nothing to do with it. Would you like to actually get to your point? Because if you would just admit that you want he, we can just get there and skip all this nonsense.
If for the sake of your argument to make you happy, I'll say he.
Great, because you are in my house, and if my rules are take off your shoes, you take off your shoes. Thank you, Brian.
I just have to. No. I can't move on from this. I can't move on from this just yet. Brian, me and Jimmy run a debate show, right? This is a show where we debate the people calling. You think, Brian? Stop, Brian. This isn't your Brian. This isn't your time to talk. Do you think it sets the conversation up for failure that you can't answer a simple question within the first, what was it, 2 minutes of calling in? If it takes 2 minutes to get you to answer a direct question, do you think that sets up the rest of the call for success?
I mean, it depends on your outlook on it, because if someone chooses not to believe in something, they don't have to sit there and acknowledge it.
You're speaking. Stop. You're speaking. Hold on. You're speaking English. You're speaking English. So I don't want to hear this. I don't believe in pronouns. That's like saying I don't believe in adjectives. I don't believe in fucking what's another fucking grammar word? What do you mean? You don't believe in grammar? Please, Brian, save us the fucking the problem is you think the pronouns are related to trans people instead of just what they are, which is a fucking regular way. Yes, they are. Yeah, you think it's related to the LGBT. Hence why when we were asking you this, you went, I'm just straight. Straight has nothing to fucking do with it. So, Brian, I don't want to hear I'll do it because I'm conceding to you. I don't want to hear this. You use pronouns. If me and Jimmy spent an hour calling you she, her over and over again, you would not like it because you're not a woman, right? So can you feign the nonsense? There are pronouns you prefer to be called. Just say he, him, and we can move on from the goddamn conversation instead of you being fucking obstinate. Brian, so annoying.
I can also prove you don't actually, the thing you said about if I don't believe it, I don't have to engage it. If you and I have a conversation about the Bible, And you
know
want to
my
say
name, though,
Jesus?
right?
Do I have to keep saying I don't believe in Jesus, so you can't say Jesus?
But you know my name, right?
Brian? And you know what the purpose of pronouns are, right?
Yeah, for avoiding repetitive naming. I get it.
Do you believe in Jesus?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. And so if I don't believe in Jesus, but I want to discuss things with you about the Bible, for example, do I just shut you down every time that you say something about the Bible? No, you can't make that point. I don't believe in the Bible.
Some people don't, and that's
I don't. And yet, if I'm going to engage you on a conversation,
how can we have an honest conversation when you're this disingenuous? Like, it's
Brian,
so stupid.
What's your favorite thing about Jesus?
It's not. What's my favorite thing? It's something about believing in something that, you know.
No, about Jesus. About Jesus, the person, not about the concept of Jesus. What's your favorite thing about Jesus Christ, the guy?
Because of his character.
Oh, sorry. Nope. No. Do it again. You said his. You don't do pronouns. Wait, you said his. Do it again. You don't do pronouns.
Okay. Sorry. My apologies. Because Jesus was a good person in his character traits.
Oh, sorry. You just said his again. You said in his character traits. Go ahead. Brian, you don't do pronouns. Do it again. See how dickish this is, Brian?
At this point.
Right. I'm doing what you were doing, Brian. I'm engaging in equally bad faith. So let's reset here. I'm willing to reset. Okay. Brian is calling from California.
I'm a man. Like he.
Great. Brian is calling from California. His pronoun is he.
A female is going to be named Brian. I mean,
plenty of females are named Brian.
Yeah. It's literally never hard whenever people, hey, Brian, we're resetting. Okay. We're not even going to talk about pronouns after the intro. I'm going to say this. Brian is calling from California. His pronouns are he, him for the live chat there. He is a conservative who is calling in about his support for Trump. And he is specifically here to share that he regrets voting for Biden because of the way Biden used his autopen. So obviously, famously, people believe, though they haven't proven it, that pardons were issued via autopen. Because there's no proof of those, we're going to skip those for the moment and ask you, Brian, policy-wise, which policy that was signed by autopen, not Joe Biden, did you disagree with the most?
I don't know what's been proven or not as far as what's been signed by autopen or not, but as far as my concern about him as a person being able to competently be able to articulate things, like all his rebuttals were, come on, man. I mean, and he literally just has so many health issues.
I'm sorry, Brian, you're not answering the question, and now you're making a generalization that isn't true. He said many more words than just come on, man. Neither Javon nor I believe Biden was a good president, but he was better than the alternative. You called in with specifically a problem with the autopen. Was your autopen... The alternative was Trump, and he was better than Trump. Was your autopen...
No, who else did the Democrats have besides Biden?
I'm not a Democrat, but again, better than the alternative. The election wasn't multiple Democrats versus Trump. By the time we got to the election, it was Trump versus Biden, and Biden was the better choice. That is definitively the statement. Now, you were called in about the autopen, and I'm trying to stay on topic here. Were the pardons the only problem you had with the autopen? Is that you believe pardons were signed by the autopen?
I just don't feel that as if he was the one actually in signing things into reality. I think it was more along the line of his cabinet.
But that's your
guess. Wait. Hold on. Can you just confirm with me, Brian, really quick? What do you think an autopen is?
Basically, it's something that it does his signature.
And when do you think the autopen is used?
I'm not an expert on that, to be honest with you.
So, okay, let me ask you this. Is it legal for somebody who is not the president to use the autopen to sign the president's signature?
One would never know.
No, that's not what I asked you.
Is it legal? No.
Is it?
No, it's
okay.
Not. But
so your belief, your belief is that there were people illegally using the autopen to sign in to law policies or executive orders under Biden that Biden was unaware of?
He probably gave verbal confirmation just to say yes. But
okay, so you're saying that Biden gave verbal. Hold on. So the autopen, which is used to sign something when the president is not able to physically sign it, as long as given approval by the president, right? That's how you legally use it. You're saying Biden did give approval. So what would be the issue with the way the autopen was used? If Biden gave approval, then the autopen was used correctly.
Who's to say he did or did not give approval at any given moment? He may have quite a few of them, yes. But we don't know,
so you're saying the reason you don't like Biden is because you have no evidence to show that the autopen was used incorrectly, but it could have been used incorrectly. You don't have any evidence to show it's been used incorrectly.
Hey, Brian, did Donald Trump use the autopen?
A few times, correct.
How do we know that he actually knew what he was signing?
I don't know. I'm not there.
Did Donald Trump use the autopen or a regular pen when he pardoned Changpeng Zhao?
I don't recall that. Sorry.
Sure. Changpeng Zhao was the Binance founder. He defrauded a ton of people out of millions to billions of dollars, and he was pardoned by Donald Trump. Do you know if he used the pen or the autopen?
I don't recall.
What do you think it was?
Things, but there's
So what did when Donald Trump was asked why he gave him for the record, it was a full pardon. Do you remember what Donald Trump's response was? Why he gave Changpeng Zhao a full pardon?
I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah, it was, I don't know who he is. I don't actually know him. So whether or not Donald Trump used the autopen or his regular pen, you are speculating that you're not sure Biden knew what he was signing with the autopen. You're speculating. We know for a fact that Donald Trump either used his pen or an autopen to pardon Changpeng Zhao. He also used that same pen or autopen to pardon Juan Orlando Hernandez, the biggest drug trafficker, like in the goddamn world, because he was the former president of Honduras. Another one, he wasn't really familiar with the tons of cocaine. So you want us to go, well, Biden was clearly showing signs of aging. His stutter was bad. He had a terrible debate performance, whether he was sick or not. He looked like shit, even though he had just a few months ago seemed fine when he did the State of the Union. He seemed like shit and clearly an old man. We now have a man in the office who it's leaked multiple times, can't keep the shit in his pants, and we can watch him like go off on these intellectual tangents that are absolutely insane, who has admitted that he is signing things of people he doesn't know. He doesn't know what he's actually signing. So you have your speculation versus Donald Trump's own mouth. Now, if you would please return to why Donald Trump is the superior president.
Why he is? I think it's because of the people he has under him, to be honest with you.
Which ones?
So his cabinet.
Honestly, I really like JD Vance. He's a really great guy, to be honest with you. He's
what's his best quality?
I don't want to hear anything about his quality as a person. I don't care about that. What significant policies has JD Vance been a part of? I don't care how he is as a person. He could be a fucking saint for all I care.
I don't know per se. But I mean, I know there's like at least 300 some reasons why President Trump's made a lot of good advances towards America.
Okay, so hold on. Do you vote on vibes? Is that all it is? Because I don't care about vibes.
No.
Here.
What gave you that?
Because because you said you like JD Vance, and when I asked you what significant policies JD Vance has been a part of, you said I don't know. I just like him. That's vibes. Vibes are boring.
Well, so let me rephrase that. So I don't particularly remember all the details as to why I did at the moment. I've had a lot of TBI. So I'm trying to recall a lot of memories that I've voted for back in the day.
That's crazy. Yeah, I've never seen somebody get TBI and then
Who'd you vote for senator in 2024?
He doesn't know. He just
For
TBI.
2024, I didn't vote for senators.
You didn't vote? Who are your senators?
There's over 40 of them.
No. There's 2 senators. Every state gets 2 senators. That's how I get it, Brian. We don't require people to learn like civics in this country, but you only have 2 senators. Every state has 2 senators. There are multiple House members, but you have 2 U.S. senators. I'll give you a hint. One of them's Adam Schiff. Who's the other one?
I don't know.
I'll give you another hint. You wouldn't be able to tell the difference between his name and the name of the guy who's playing the halftime show at the Super Bowl right now. You wouldn't be able to tell which one was which.
I'm not entirely sure, to be honest with you.
Did we ask Brian which halftime show he was excited about?
Yeah, which halftime show are you excited about today?
I'm not even watching that, to be honest with you. I'm more excited to see Kid Rock. I love Kid Rock, actually.
Okay, great. I love that. So you like statutory rapists. That's interesting. Why do you like statutory rapists?
Did I call Bad Bunny Bad Baby earlier before? I'm very sorry.
About I don't know what his stuff is behind his background, okay? I know I like.
You just like his music.
I grew up listening to it. Yeah.
Yes. So what do you like? Okay, great.
Ohio.
I want to just hold on. I just want to read you a Kid Rock lyric from one of his songs. I want to know what your favorite part of this lyric is. Young ladies, I like them underage. See, some say that's statutory, but I say it's mandatory. So what about that are you excited to see on the stage?
I don't necessarily agree with everything he says or does, but
like the child rape. Yeah, me neither.
I'm sorry. Do you think any child rapist is redeemable?
Yes, why not?
Cool. Hey, I have a question. Which one would you guess is your other senator besides Adam Schiff? Is it Benito Ocasio or Alex Padilla? Oh, you Googled it. You Googled it while that whole thing was going on.
No, you just never.
We're just glazing over that.
Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, no, I mean, Brian, I'm so tired of knowing that MAGA likes child rapists. It's like I already know. Hey, Brian, with Donald Trump's was the video that Donald Trump was the video that
why I like Kid Rock?
Yeah.
Because he rapes kids.
Okay, yeah.
Listen,
go ahead.
I don't know about whatever his lyrics were or whatever his background was, right? I grew up listening to that with my dad, okay? And that brings back good memories of when I was with my dad and we were running around the music and he loved Kid Rock.
Yeah, my dad and I used to watch Roman Palansky films together. So, what am I going to do? Stop liking that guy who anally raped a preteen? I mean, come on,
That's
guys.
Like me not listening to R. Kelly, bro. Like, everybody
probably shouldn't listen to R. Kelly anymore. He pissed on a fucking 14-year-old girl.
Yeah. Once R. Kelly died,
R. Kelly anymore.
Hey, which Brian? Who do you think is better, Ted Nugent or Billie Eilish? Who do you like more? Who do you like more, Ted Nugent, who does stuff for Trump all the time, or Billie Eilish, who just talked out against ICE at the Grammys? Which one do you like more, Ted Nugent or Billie Eilish?
God, are you talking about music or just the person?
Yeah, either way. Yeah, just which one would you say you hope do you have kids, Brian?
Yeah.
Who would you prefer they consider a role model, Ted Nugent or Billie Eilish?
Neither.
Nah, you got to pick one. Which one would you like more? The guy who poses with Trump, the guy who poses with Trump? No. We didn't say idolize. We didn't say idolize. Role model does not mean idolize. I said role model.
You said idol.
I'm sorry, you failed. I said role model.
Role model after either of the celebrities.
And yet that's how fame works. And whether or not you want them to, it's not unlikely they will end up with role models despite you not wanting them to. For example, you basically described earlier that J.D. Vance was a role model for you because you don't know of policy. You like him. You like his vibe. So now getting back, which one would you say you like more as a role model for your kids? The guy who goes to Trump? I mean, Trump posts racist shit. The guy, Ted Nugent, who poses with Trump, the guy who posts racist shit, or Billie Eilish, who uses her platform to talk shit about ICE and the fact that America has stolen land.
I think it's rather funny too that she said it was stolen land. Now she's facing backlash from the Indian tribe. That
Great. Hey, Brian, Brian, excuse me, Brian. She didn't face backlash about what she said from specifically. No, okay, we'll get there in a second after you answer my question. Brian, which one would you prefer as a role model for your kids? Ted Nugent or Billie Eilish?
Can I have a choice of neither?
No. Again, you don't have a choice because you can't choose what your kids, who your kids end up liking.
Of speech, freedom of religion, and I don't have my First Amendment rights to choose, right?
Brian, you apparently don't have a brain that understands.
Somebody that said he's okay with
child rape.
Rapists.
Well, if you would answer the question, we get there.
I never said I was
Brian,
okay with it.
Brian, preference exists whether you want it to or not.
Rapist, right?
Excuse me, what, Brian?
They're not redeemable people. Are you saying you would open your arms to a murderer and open your arms to him and say he's not redeemable? Or do you
a murderer and a child rapist are completely different. And whether or not depending on who, wait. A child rapist.
One's taking a life and the other one's raping someone.
There could be a dozen. Hold on. No. There could be a dozen mitigating factors which leads to someone murdering someone that I could forgive.
Yeah, right.
There's not a single mitigating factor where I would forgive child rape. What the fuck?
Right. There are lots of justified killings. There are zero justified rapings.
The girl that was on the bus, right? Do you think that the guy should be killed for doing that?
Roman Polanski, I would not care if that happened to him, but we're not talking about what the punishment for. You are so moving the goalpost, which, Brian, of course you are. That's all you have. You're MAGA. You said the goalpost you set down was whether or not you believe child rapists are redeemable, and now you're changing it to would we put? Oh my God, no! And I disagree. Brian.
Wait, Brian. Now that you know, Kid Rock is an admitted statutory rapist. Are you still going to listen to him?
It's not. Yeah, I want to listen to music. Why not?
Hey, Brian, would you let if Jeffrey Epstein had become a Christian and gone through the redeeming power of Christ and all that shit, even though he trafficked hundreds to thousands of young children, would you still, even as long as he went through the redemption process of Christianity, would you then let him babysit your kids?
Eventually, why not?
Okay, Brian. This is a man who will not engage in good faith if it would save his life. Get the fuck out of here, Brian. You piece of shit. What is even the point?
Jeffrey Epstein babysits his kids. What the fuck are we doing, bro?
30 minutes to go, and that's a level of not engaging in good faith I'm not dealing with.
Brother. I'm
see.
telling you, ask the Kid Rock question to everybody that calls in. I need to know.
We might do John if we have time, but he was basically a troll when he called in the other day. No, he was a troll. John, why are you calling? I remember you were a troll. He was one of the ones who couldn't hold in his laughter. You know, I can see the notes from the previous calls. Rick, a conservative from Kentucky. Some Kentucky fried conservatisms. Pronouns he, him. Rick, you are on the line with Jimmy and Javon. Rick, how are you?
I'm doing good, man. I don't know what the hell Brian even called in for, man. That dude is just crazy. He's fucking insane. His opinions are just insane. Like, if you want, like, hey,
insane
man, you want
membrane?
Jeffrey Dahmer to babysit your kids? Like, would that?
I want to let Jeffrey Dahmer make me a meal. Yeah.
Right. Like.
Hey, Rick, how old are you?
Yeah, I'm 40.
Great. And in the last 3 elections with Trump, who'd you vote for?
Trump.
All 3 times?
All 3 times.
All right. And you are in the state of Kentucky. Who are you planning to vote for senator this year in Kentucky?
Probably Bashir.
Okay. He's running this year?
I'm actually not even. I'm pretty sure he's running this year. Let me check.
That's this year. Who are your current senators?
I'm really not sure, man. I really don't pay close attention to Kentucky politics.
You know, I often have to look them up, but I know Kentucky's. Kentucky's are Mitch McConnell and Rand Paul.
Yeah, I like Rand Paul. I like Rand Paul a little bit. I'm starting to get more into like local politics. Because that's what we have to do, man. In order to change this country, man, we have to.
Then I definitely recommend you learn who your senators are. Because Bashir is also not running for senator. Mitch McConnell's seat is open, and you have 6 people trying to get his seat. Bashir is not one of them. Who's the governor of Kentucky?
What's that?
Who's the governor?
The governor of Kentucky? Shit. No, I'm not sure of that one either.
Wild, because that's who Andy Bashir is, man. That's Bashir's the governor.
Man. I was like, I thought that was Andy Bashir.
Yeah.
But I got my privileges, my voting privileges, taken away. For being a felon.
Got it. Did you hurt kids? Is your felony in any way related to children?
Hell no. All
right, then we'll keep it. They'll keep you up.
I would, wood chipper.
What year did you lose them? I got it. What year was that? Did you lose your?
I lost them in 2017.
So when you said you voted for Trump 3 times, you weren't telling the truth. You voted for him once, and then you couldn't vote.
Well, they kind of still let me vote.
Are you saying that you were ineligible to vote and you voted anyway?
Yeah.
So you committed voter fraud for Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't believe your rights to be taken away for for drug crimes.
No. It's not about what you believe. I think felons should have a path back to a vote, if not being allowed to vote even in prison. But if you said you had your rights taken away, but Kentucky still allowed you to vote for Donald Trump, Rick, you are admitting to voter fraud on air and that the government allowed it. So you are confessing to personal and state voter fraud on behalf of Donald Trump. However short this clip is, babe, this one gets clipped. Okay. Rick, who committed Republican voter fraud and Kentucky let him, is on the line. So you are pro-ICE for illegal immigrants, right?
I'm pro-ICE for illegal immigrants.
Okay, so I'm just going to make it quick.
Whoa. Rick, are you excited for the Kid Rock halftime show?
Sorry.
What's the Kid Rock? What's the Kid Rock halftime show?
Kid Rock is putting on an American halftime show to combat Bad Bunny. Who do you think we should be watching? Should we tune into Bad Bunny or should we tune into Kid Rock?
I'm vaguely familiar with Bad Bunny.
Hell yeah, brother.
Vaguely familiar with the most listened to artist in the world right now. Okay.
Hey, let's not shit.
Don't ask me. I'm a deadhead, man. Like I listen to Tool and A Perfect Circle, and I listen to good music.
I'm sorry, you're a deadhead who is pro ICE.
What the fuck is happening today? What the fuck is happening?
All right, I think I just had some amygdalas evaporate. My brain is just wrecked.
Rick,
by
you
that.
said
Okay,
you
Rick.
said you said that you would like bury under the jail like pedophiles, right?
Oh, I would bury under the. I wouldn't. They would go in front of a firing squad if it was my choice.
How do you feel about the fact that Donald Trump sold a 10-year-old girl that he would date her in 10 years?
He's a piece of shit. Anybody dating anything under 10 years of their age is just a piece of shit.
Okay, but you voted for him?
That way.
Like illegally?
Yeah, I mean, but between the options of the Kamala
Of a
Harris
pedophile and a non-pedophile,
Joe
you would
Biden,
rather
right?
You would rather a pedophile over a black woman.
I'd rather.
What about the fact that Donald Trump? Wait. What about the fact that Donald Trump?
I didn't say
Donald
anything
Trump
about
brought.
a black woman.
Wait, real quick. What about the fact that Donald Trump brought Lawrence Taylor to the White House to help him work on a fitness program for kids? Lawrence Taylor was found guilty of raping a 16-year-old child. So, like, what about the fact that Donald Trump did that?
I hate it. That's why now, like, I've gone, like, I stopped being MAGA 4 years ago, man. Like, I'm like going completely.
But you voted for him a year ago?
Trump.
You just told us you voted for him in 2024.
Yeah.
That's a year and a half ago.
Sure.
Not even.
But at the same time, who are you going to vote for? You're going to vote for Kamala? She would have ran the fucking country into the fucking ground.
How so? Like, specifically, Rick, what would she have done that would have run the country into the ground?
She probably has the lowest IQ I've ever seen of a
Based on what?
presidential candidate.
Based on what? Based on what?
Based on all
she
of
has
her
a law
achievements
degree.
in life have been handed to her. Oh yeah, she has.
Wait. How was her law degree handed to her? How was her law degree handed to her?
I don't know. I can't speak to that. How I guess she can be pretty. She can be pretty smart in books and be pretty stupid when it comes to common sense shit.
Okay, can you tell me what common sense things she was stupid about? Tell me specifically.
She put hundreds of thousands of her own people in jail.
Incorrect. Wait, let me correct you here. I know what you're talking about. You're trying to say that Kamala Harris, in her capacity as Attorney General, sent a bunch of black men to jail for marijuana possessions. It's not true. It's actually only like 12 went to jail on simple marijuana possessions, and none of which were tried by her, right? She was the Attorney General at the time, but California, marijuana was illegal, so there was nothing she could do.
Right.
So that is wrong. So I'm just looking for what she did that makes you think she's stupid, specifically.
And Rick, since you said handed to her, hang on real quick. You said
when she's getting asked a question, she's unable to respond.
No, Rick, she's responded to every question, but she does politician speak, which Donald Trump does too. Donald Trump this last week was asked by a reporter what he would say to the victims of the Epstein files who are saying that they're not getting justice. And he responded to her with, "I've known you for 10 years. I've never seen you smile. She's a young woman and she never smiles." So let's not talk about people not answering questions directly, because that's the craziest fucking shit. You said she's had everything handed to her. Hey, if I wanted a job that required me to be elected, what would I have to do to get that job?
Apparently Joe Brown
Yeah, that's a crazy racist thing to say, Rick. Do I have to win the election to get the elected job? Do most people have to vote for me?
In democratic states, no, you actually don't have to do anything to win, especially in California.
You don't. So what do you have to do to win an election in California then? If you don't have to win the votes, what do you have to do?
I mean, you had to beat out the other Democrats, but other than that, you
have to win the elections. Because a lot of Democrats do run, so you have to at least win the primary. Great. How many Democrats are in the House of how many Republicans from California are in the House of Representatives?
I think it's like 36.
So what you just said, even that's not the right number, but even if it was, you don't actually believe in California to get elected. You just have to be a Democrat, because you just acknowledged that some of the House representatives are Republicans from California. So now coming back, how does one get handed a job if it is required that they be elected to that position?
She slept with every single voter, Jim. You didn't know this?
The millions of voters, I assume.
Yeah. Obviously, she slept with every single voter. No. I mean,
Rick, I almost think that that's what you think happened.
Looking good and playing a part actually helps you. I mean, you can't deny that it doesn't help you in that situation.
Rick. Hey,
this is America, and you think that she, by presenting as a black woman, you think that gave her an edge?
I think what's funny is Rick just admitted he's attracted to Kamala Harris. But Rick, really quick, Rick, I want to read you an answer. I want to read you a question, and then I'm going to read and answer that question. I want you to tell me who gave that answer, Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, okay? Here's the question. Question is specifically, who authorized the suspension of Ukraine weapons shipments? Here's the answer. I haven't thought about it because we're looking at Ukraine right now and munitions, but no, I've not gone into it. I would know if a decision was made. I will know. I'll be the first to know. In fact, most likely I gave the order, but I haven't done that yet. Who answered the question? Who answered that question?
Man, you would want to think that would be Kamala Harris, but I'm going to say Donald Trump because he's an idiot too.
Okay. So you said Kamala Harris couldn't answer questions, but Donald Trump, as president, didn't know who authorized a spending thing on Ukraine while admitting that he would have had, which by the way, he would have had to have made the authorization, while admitting that he would have had to have made the authorization. But your claim is Kamala Harris can't answer questions, right?
Yeah.
Can you point me to a question Kamala Harris couldn't answer?
I said Donald Trump answered the question.
Because he was dumb.
Kamala Harris should have answered the question.
Babe, let's make the name of this clip MAGA confesses to committing voter fraud. I just want to make sure when you do this one.
I must be confused because at what point in that sentence did Trump give an answer?
You said who gave the answer?
Yeah. Do you think he succinctly answered that question? Do you think he gave a thorough answer to that question that was asked of him?
No, I think he straight lied.
Okay.
He didn't have the capability to authorize that.
Okay.
At that time.
So you told me, you know what? Let's play round two. Round two. Question. Who do you consult on your policy decisions? Here's the answer. You tell me who said it. I'm speaking with myself, number one, because I have a very good brain and I've said a lot of things. Who answered that question? Who gave that answer?
I don't know.
You don't know. Do you think that that answer to a question makes sense?
No.
Okay. Now, just remember, you said the reason you didn't vote for Harris was because her answers to questions, she didn't answer questions, right? That you didn't think she gave good answers to questions.
Let's start heading toward a wrap up because I just saw line 37 and we have 15 minutes left.
I don't think she gives logical answers to questions.
Yeah.
Okay. But Trump does. Was those two? Both of those questions were answered by Trump. Occasionally, Trump does.
Yes.
This is incoherent. Okay. I don't even know how to do a wrap up.
My last question for you was: you said that actually part of her getting ahead happened just because she is a woman, correct? Being a woman helps.
She gives head, yeah.
No, you said it wasn't what you said before. Now you're just being crass and disgusting, and when we don't care about what you think about when you masturbate. You believe that part of her advantage was being a woman, correct?
Definitely.
How many vice presidents have ever been women of the United States?
0.
One. She counts. How many senators in the current Congress of the 100 are women?
Quite a few. I'd say 14.
26, but half of the country are women, and yet only a quarter are senators. What percentage of the House of Representatives would you guess, since it's 435, I want you to guess an exact number, are women?
114.
I said percentage. 114 is a crazy percentage. It's 29%. Once again,
my bad.
women are half of the country, and yet they have half of that amount as representation, as in a quarter. Rick, goodness sakes, I don't know what to do. Goodbye, bud. Thank you for admitting to committing fraud.
What the fuck?
Michael, whose pronouns are he, him, he's calling from Arizona. Michael, first things first, how old are you?
35.
Okay,
Too
great.
old for Trump.
35. And are you more excited for Kid Rock or Bad Bunny today?
Oh God. Yeah, I don't listen to either of those, so I wouldn't know.
Okay. And Michael, so it says here that you believe there's no credible evidence of Trump being a pedophile. So my question to you would be, what do you consider credible evidence, but you are not allowed to say, other than, obviously we would agree, a video of a person, child porn essentially, of a person having sex with a child would be credible evidence. What other thing would you consider credible evidence? For example, I'll start here. If there was a video of a person flirting with a child, would you describe that as credible evidence?
Well, while that would be just weird and disgusting,
Mm-hmm.
that's not evidence that you have done anything.
But we're talking about whether Trump is a pedophile. Would it be evidence that a person may be attracted to children?
I don't know what you're referring to. I'm sure that, but if it is flirting, but it's how you define flirting.
Sure. So if I were to walk up to two 10-year-old girls and be like, yeah, hey, how are you doing? By the way, you see this one? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Wouldn't you describe that as a man immediately thinking about a little girl in terms of her future and when he'll be able, like that? That's essentially sexualizing a 10-year-old.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah, right. Which there is a video of Donald Trump doing.
Once again, I wouldn't. You can't just take off-color comments from, because a lot of people in that era.
Wait. Hold on. Hold the phone here, Michael. Hold the phone. Just to cut you off at the head here. Let's say you had a friend in real life, somebody you know personally in real life, and that person you watched that person say to a 10-year-old, I'm going to be dating her in 10 years, to a 10-year-old's face. Okay. And someone later said, hey, this friend of yours, they did X to kids. Would you be more likely to believe that or less likely to believe that, knowing that you heard them say they would date a 10-year-old in 10 years?
Well, I'd be more likely to, obviously. But that's like secondary.
Okay. No. That's totally fine. Totally fine. What if you also heard this friend say that they just grab women by the pussy and they don't wait to hear if the woman says yes or no. They just start kissing them, and the women don't say no. They just do it Now
I don't even wait. Give me some Tic Tacs. That woman's so hot. Give me some Tic Tacs. I might just start kissing her. I don't even wait. And when they're a star, they let you do it. You can do whatever you want. Grab them by the pussy.
Now, now you heard your friend say this. You know it came from your friend's mouth. Okay. Now, are you more like what's the percentage now that you're likely to believe that your friend did this to children? When someone makes like an allegation against your friend, what percentage are you likely to believe that allegation now?
It's the same as the other one, because it's all just that.
Okay, beautiful. Now let's say your friend also tells you. Let's say your friend also tells you that he walks into women's dressing rooms and he doesn't knock. He just goes right in because he can on women who are changing, some of whom are under the age of 18. Now, how likely are you to believe when someone says that says, hey, your friend did X to children?
So if he says that was a joke that he was just telling for like locker room clout, would I?
I'm sorry.
No?
It's a joke
for
that
clout.
he walks
for
into
clout.
changing
He
rooms.
wants these men to believe he's rapey. For clout. How would you also?
He just goes wherever he.
How do you feel about the 4 Miss Teen USA contestants who described that in 1996 Donald Trump would walk into their changing room?
Right. Well, I don't.
So it's not that there's not credible evidence. You just. I'm sorry. What?
I would like I said, you need. You can't.
What? What evidence do you need more that are credible?
Well, Jimmy, we're forgetting some stuff, Jimmy. What if your friend also got found? Hold on. What if your friend also got found civilly liable for raping somebody? Would you be more or less likely to believe other people that came forth with allegations?
I don't think he got civilly liable, did he?
Oof.
He was, in fact, found civilly liable for sexually assaulting E. Jean Carroll. What if somebody that claims your friend assaulted them had a dress that still has genetic material on it, and your friend refuses to give his DNA to prove that it's not his genetic material? Now are you a little bit more believable now that your friend is like, I'm not giving you my DNA to prove that this wasn't me?
Oh my goodness. I mean, it's a little bit, right? Like, but he's such a high-profile figure. Why hasn't anybody come forward and actually had a case?
They have. He's settled out of court every time somebody who's underage comes forth with a credible rape allegation. Donald Trump settles out of court, so it doesn't go to court. He is paid millions of dollars to keep these things from going to court.
There's literally now, too, a video of Donald Trump's deposition that was recently found. I don't know if it was released, but it was found regarding the E. Jean Carroll case, where he's describing that while still trying to maintain he's innocent, that when he saw her on CNN, she talked about how much she loved being raped by him. She thought it was really sexy. She thought it was really hot. And yet, you know, when in other parts of the interview, he's saying, or not interview, when he goes out on stage, he's saying, I don't know who she is. Or then there was the time where they showed him a picture and was like, hey, do you recognize this woman with you? And he goes, of course I do. That's Melania. Except it was E. Jean Carroll. But he had gone to his followers and said, of course I didn't rape her. She's not my type. She's only the type of person I mistake my wife for. So you want to call in and say there's not credible evidence, despite the fact that not only are there accusations, as you say, a high profile case. Yeah. And so what you then do is you go confirm that the first time they made the accusation wasn't just now when it's becoming public. You go and you talk to people, you see other records, you talk to people. In the case of E. Jean Carroll, you can literally talk to her old therapist who had reported it and other people from the life. And you can also have cases like happened in 2016 where tons of people, it became public, these dozens of accusations. And one of the things they did first was talk to them all independently. And they discovered that there were these threads that run through all of them. These women who didn't know each other knew specific details about Trump and specific things about his pattern that were consistent across accounts. So you've called in to say there is no credible evidence. And what you mean is you've never seen him rape a kid. But if there was this much evidence against anybody else, Michael, you wouldn't let them babysit their daughter because you'd be like, I'm pretty sure that guy fucks kids.
I was muted. Michael, would you let Donald Trump babysit your daughter? Hold on. You can respond to Jimmy. Yes or no. Would you let Donald Trump babysit your daughter? I don't know if you have a daughter, but if you did, would you let Donald Trump babysit her?
I don't know Donald Trump.
That's not an answer to my question.
Yeah, so no, because I don't know him.
We all know Donald Trump. Jesus Christ.
I don't know. I just think it's weird that you wouldn't let him babysit your kid, but you let him babysit the entire country. Okay.
We all know Donald Trump. Unfortunately, I probably know Donald Trump better than my own father at this point.
Just to be clear, if
I definitely
Trump
know
is
Donald Trump better
actually
than my own
found
father.
liable for any of the evidence, and also I don't know if it's Trump. Trump could be rapey against it, but the thing is, credible
Could
evidence
be
fucking
rapey.
kids is what I called in for. There is none of that.
Could be rapey.
If
your same friend,
we already went over the credible evidence with the kids.
Hey,
Michael, wait, Michael, there's one more. Michael, there's one more. If your same friend had access to hundreds of thousands of documents that would prove millions of documents that would prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that there's a ring of pedophiles that would fly to an island, and he had access to these documents, and he asked his FBI to spend 400 overtime hours redacting his and other names from the entirety of those documents. You think that might set off some red flags?
Proven that he had his name redacted. Also,
interesting. Hang on, Michael. We just had documents released. Hang on, Michael.
One of the few people in the Epstein files that helped investigate.
Michael. Excuse me, Michael.
Oh my God.
Excuse me, Michael. First of all, they already walked that back and found out that was bullshit. That was a thing that Mike Johnson tried to say that's already been walked back. You said there's no evidence of the redactions. Literally, people in the FBI have said it. In one case, too, the Project Veritas guy. That's not a dude on the left of the liberals side. A guy high up in the FBI talking about it. But let's say I didn't have those examples. Then you explain this to me. We have a record from the Epstein files where clearly the word don't, D-O-N apostrophe T, was redacted. And it was apparently redacted because they forgot the apostrophe. So instead of reading don't, the rest of the file is there. The email is there. The only thing redacted is the misspelling of the word don't as Don T. Why was it redacted? Just that word.
I don't know. Are you going to tell me?
Yeah, because a computer was tasked with just redacting his name. And they told it Don T is a version of his name to redact. Now, do you have a more credible reason why Don T, which was the word don't, not Don T, do you have a more credible reason why just Don T in that email was redacted?
No, but I mean, I'm not trying to prove I'm not going to try and prove a negative. I don't think that's it.
Yeah.
Some kind of conspiracy theory.
Oh, that's totally conspiracy theory to say what would be the reason Don T was redacted because, clearly an FBI agent saw the word don't there and went, we need this to be redacted because the word don't is dangerous.
Mentioned in the Epstein files everywhere or not, like the recent
they definitely released a lot of things that they definitively felt would either look good or be so absurd they can clearly prove it wasn't true. They've definitely let those things out.
Why did they redact a name from an email that said thanks Jeffrey for that beautiful little girl? Well, what did the email say specifically? It was something like that. Seems weird
your littlest girl was somewhat naughty, something along those lines.
Yeah, it seems weird that if this guy who's apparently not a pedophile, he seems real hell-bent on keeping pedophiles safe.
Michael, there is a picture of Donald Trump at a campaign event. Excuse me, Michael, there is in the Epstein files a picture of Donald Trump at a public campaign event. So it's not something that happened on Epstein Island. At a public campaign event where he is standing with his hands out, but his face has a black box over it. Everything about him is otherwise recognizable. It's clearly him. It's his hair, it's his hands, it's his body, it's his posture, but only his face is blocked. Now, I would go so far as to say, since we already have heard from internal sources from the FBI, that there are things going on to redact it unless they feel confident about it. They will release those things, but everything else is automatically being redacted. That essentially nobody reviewed that photo, so the AI, it's probably Grok, saw that it was
Jimmy,
his face.
We got to switch.
I know. They can do a couple minutes of overlap. They saw the face and redacted it. I would propose, Luthien, will you make sure we have redirect set up? I would propose that the most logical answer with that other information we have from FBI agents and from leaks was that photo was simply automatically redacted because it wouldn't make sense otherwise to redact what is otherwise a public image. Now, what would you say, Michael, is the better conclusion to come with all of the information that I'm using to make that conclusion?
Well, you need primary credible sources.
Like FBI agents, like I said before. And so I asked you, what would be your better explanation?
That's not what hearsay is, Michael.
What is your better explanation for why his picture was blacked out? I'm not asking for what is the better, I am asking just about the photo. What is, with all the information we have, the best explanation for why his face, and if you want, you can add in Don T, which was a misspelling of don't, were redacted in the files, even though there was no clear reason to redact them?
I don't know. I don't know why things are redacted from the files.
Hey, Michael?
But I'm not going to make an assertion.
One day, do you think you'll ever be angry? No, I didn't give you a lack of evidence. I actually gave you the evidence. Do you think one day you'll be angry at Donald Trump when you wake up and you realize that dude had me defending pedophiles?
Well, I'm not defending a known pedophile because he isn't known. Once he is known, I won't defend him. But I'm defending.
So you're only defending a known rapist and alleged pedophile. Just a known rapist and alleged pedophile and a person directly engaging in a cover-up who tried to blackmail members of Congress to not get them to release the Epstein files. So Donald Trump, even if he isn't himself a pedophile, is a confirmed pedophile protector. But you'll never regret it. You'll never regret it.
Which I'm against. I'm not
just not against enough to vote against him.
That he didn't release the.
No. It's not that he didn't release. It's not that he didn't. Excuse me. I'm sorry. It's not that he didn't release them. It's that he obstructed their release. He prevented their release. Let's not use language so carelessly. Right. Well, next time, don't vote for a pedophile protector. You have a delightful day, Michael. We got to go to the next show. Bye, babe. I think he was going to call me a loser. John, we didn't get your call, but we knew you were a troll anyway. Go watch. Do we have redirect set up?
Yes.
Go watch the Sunday show after dark. I'm going to go kill zombies after I get some cold steak. Bye, everybody. Oh, you want a song? Go. It's in Spanish, though, so the MAGA won't listen.